What's going on? And welcome to the Aftershow for season 2 of $1 Million Secret. We are discussing gameplay, challenges, and we have a new millionaire. So let's get into all of this. I am your host, Jamie Alexander. You might recognize me as the snake from season 1. We got my girl. She's sharp. She's witty. She's got the eye of a what? Eagle. Hello. Season 1 Eagle in the building. And my partner, my writer, the guy, he gives us gameplay like it's ESPN. We got Chris, the wolf.
I don't know. Should I introduce myself or should I just howl one last time?
I think you should howl one last time. Y'all, episodes 7 and 8. My goodness, what did you guys just think of? Let's just start with episode 7. What did you think of episode 7 just in general? Like, they stressed me out.
It was tense. It was tense. That was a tense episode of TV.
I mean, and you don't get it till you start getting down to the wire with that many people, right? When it's like you have allies, but I think Kat said it, at that point, it's everyone for themselves and nobody has each other's back.
And I thought that was so smart of her. So let's get into it, right? Because Caleb has the money, which is interesting because with us being season 1, I don't know about you, but I saw a lot of differences in episodes 7 and 8 and advantages that we did not get in season 1. So I'd love to spoil the audience with a little bit of that. So the first thing I noticed in episode 7 that I appreciated is we got an actual opportunity to hear about why people wanted the money. I was actually interested in that as a watcher, and we didn't get that in season 1.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think it was interesting because they didn't show why all of us did, right? Which, works with the storyline as it does usually. But I would have liked to see a little bit more of what was going on with people. One thing I really noticed, and I know we kind of talked about it before, is like you don't have clear-cut villains or the drama or the tears and the why and like the things that really kind of got you. They showed a little bit of it and a little bit of like, I'm doing this for my family and they deserve to have this, but I would have liked to get a little bit more in depth with it.
Yeah. I think at this point it's interesting because at this point we've watched these characters for 6 hours, right? In the 6 episodes previous. And fans have made at this point, the fans have their picks that they want to win. They've seen people do certain things. They know I like this person, and they add in a little bit of extra layer to the characters. So I like that. I like that they kind of heighten the stakes for the viewer. And I like that we got to see some players. I thought episode 7 was an episode where you saw a couple players who have been had not really seen the spotlight yet, forced to take the spotlight. And I think that was awesome. I think that's so great to see. Like, it's the end game. You have a couple players who have gotten by without having to be in the firing line or anything like that. And like, you guys are in the center stage now. Let's see how you play.
I totally agree. I love that. And so before we dive all the way into episode 7, I thought it'd be cute and fun to give our guy, our host, my man, a few kudos. So let's get into it real quick.
My God, is that Peter?
Hello, millionaire.
Hello, Peter.
Welcome to the trophy room. It's a special, sacred place. Sometimes they sleep here.
What took you so long?
I'm thirsty. Lie. Why not? It's fun. I do it all the time.
It's harder to get an invite here than Elton John's Oscar party.
Not for me, obviously. Elton's a dear friend.
Being rich is fun.
I just thought it'd be good to give Peter some love because we didn't talk about Peter really all season, and he was so funny and just handsome and witty and all of that stuff. So
this is where Peter was in season 1. This is where he was in season 2. He's like, let me take my character and crank it all the way up. Oh, and they gave me a new lounge, by the way, which I'm still trying to figure out where that was.
Where that was, I know. And Peter, like, he was kind of cutthroat and sass, and like with ours, he was a little bit sassy. Did y'all see that skip he did out of there after breakfast one time? We didn't have sassy Peter. We had like cutthroat, ruin my dinner. I can't eat.
Yeah, scary Peter. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. There is not a chance. I was watching some other movie on Netflix. It was like a Christmas movie or something. And I was cooking in the kitchen. I heard his voice. I was like, Peter, like, His voice
Mhm.
will forever be etched in our brains in a particular way because we were in the stag.
I think maybe like a month after we filmed, or I mean, a month after we filmed our show, The Gentleman came out. It was like a British miniseries on
Yeah, yeah,
Netflix.
yeah.
And he shows up in the first episode as like a fishmonger in a market. And I was like,
That's not my Peter.
that's why
That's
don't you have a
that's not my
three-piece suit
Peter.
on? Where's your three-piece suit? Like where's your little hat?
Yeah, where's the rolls? He got a rolls too. Can I
Yeah,
get
that's right.
Can I
What
get in
was
the
that
car?
about? What was that about? Was that in the budget?
I clearly I'm trying to ride passenger. Y'all already know.
Yeah.
So
She
episode
said,
7.
"Hey, Peter."
Hey, Peter. I'll go to the chat real quick and say hi. What's going on? All of y'all who show up.
What's
Yes,
up?
we love him too. Someone came in early and they said, I can't be there for the live, but I'm here to show support. We love that. So in episode 7, kill shot. It's a kill or be killed situation. Like, oh my gosh, Chris, get into the gameplay.
I got a lot for episode 7. You guys know me. I'm gonna do this. This is a
Wait. Pull out your receipts.
Receipt?
I don't think I can fit that in there. There we go. But yeah, this is my tribute to Lauren, but from both seasons, writing stuff down. So this is my Lauren tribute. Lauren, season 2, that was an impressive notebook. I had a notebook while I was on the show as well. Mine was not nearly as well organized as hers was with the tabs. So
Tabs, colors,
She
names.
said,
that's right. She's like, y'all want to see my notebook? I'm ready for this. So episode 7, obviously, I think first of all, we have our first repeat millionaire. It's the first thing that I wrote down. It's the first time that we see somebody who said you played early, and we always talked about this, right? Like, if I get the money early, I want it off me and I want to get it back closer to the game. Well, Caleb's the first person to do that. Unless I'm forgetting somebody from our season, which I don't think I am.
"No."
So we get to see, does somebody play better having been the millionaire earlier? I think the answer is definitely yes. I think he was much better the second time as the millionaire. And you could see his skill had grown. This is the first time that I saw alliances forming that were very clear. Like, I think you guys, we've talked about this a lot in the sense that I thought our season had a lot more alliance play, or very clear alliance play. Any viewer could watch it and say, I think I know what the alliances are, like the one on the screen right now. Some other ones, right? The Lydia, Sam, Cara side of the house. But at the scene out in the back of the house there, we saw while Kevin and Kat were down in the trophy room, Daisy, Lauren, Caleb, and Nick are saying, hey, guys, good luck in the trophy room, because the 4 people you just left behind, we're an alliance now, and we're going to vote Kevin out.
But we did see that switch up at first, because Daisy thought it was her, Kat, Lauren, and Caleb at first versus Nick and Kevin, the boys.
Yep, that's right.
And tell all of the little pss, pss, pss.
I was going to say, this alliance lasted all of about 5 minutes. So you can see that alliance play doesn't really work quite as well. They're scheming on Kevin. Caleb's agenda, he completes it very easily. You know, he hits the high fives and misses them. I think he completes it very easily. There's a little bit of kind of like a, I don't know what that was from Lauren, but nobody ever follows up on it. So he does a good job. We have our croquet game. I know we'll go on to that, but I think that the biggest piece of strategy in this game is Kat. So this is like the Kat episode. I think this episode.
Yep, I agree.
Like circle.
I
this
agree.
is the Kat episode with Daisy sort of as her foil, right?
Ooh.
So Daisy starts this all off talking about ribbons. I know we'll talk about the ribbons. We're talking about ribbons. And Kat's like, the ribbons might be an agenda. She mentions the same colors 4 times. But Kat obviously wins the game, goes in with Kevin, wants the clue, goes in, gets the clue, and the clue implicates her. Right? It's that the millionaire loves fashion. We all saw Kat's fits. They were immaculate the entire season. She's like, that can't be me. So I'm going to make something up. And she comes out and says, okay, Kevin, we're going to make up a clue. And I love the scene where they're rehearsing the clue.
We're gonna have to pause and talk about this, because me and Sydney are pissed.
Go ahead. I'm gonna clear the stage for you guys.
And this is episode 7, girl.
Okay, you know what? For everyone watching right now, what was so irritating about this is they sent you back to everyone else. They let Kevin sit there in the other room so those two could convene. You and I didn't have a chance to do that
We
because that
didn't-
was our plan.
That was
And
our plan.
me coming in being like, oh, let me go with Jamie, that looks suspicious on both of us. So we didn't really have, and then I love the way that I almost love the way that she executed this. They did a good job of being like, you know what? We're not going to say who went in, right? We're just going to kind of be like, we'll say it at the same time. We're on the same page with this because I wanted I know in the episode it says I didn't get a clue and I made one up. I got a clue. And then I wanted to say, because I knew that Kara had the money. I knew it. And we knew that Sam just got rid of it. So I wanted to say the quiet one isn't always the mouse. And what I should have done, hindsight's 2020, what I should have done was go and tell everyone else I got a second clue except for her, because obviously I wouldn't want her to know. But Jamie, you and I never had a chance to
If we would have had
develop
a chance,
plan.
so that's what I was thinking, because this is episode 7. So I get a little riled up here because this is when I went home on season 1. And to see, not only one, like, so what people don't understand too, because I saw a lot of comments, they're like, why would Jamie just give Sydney the clue? I know y'all didn't think my big mouth sat up here and fought all season and just, we didn't have to contend. When it came to the clue, we were trying to figure it out so hard. I felt like we were in there for like an hour. I think tossing a coin, which I've said after the show, would have been perfect because it was hard to get either of us to back down. So we didn't get to toss the coin. And
To be fair, you did get a clue before. So it was, I was like, girl.
I got a clue, but no agenda.
True.
Because it's like, if I could do things different, and if I was in more of my right mind, I probably would have tried to convince you to let me take the clue because I was the most hated. You had the chance to get in still with Sam, still with Kyle, still with, I don't know. We were struggling.
We were struggling. We were like, Peter,
we
two
only
for
had
one
each
special.
other.
Two
Yeah,
for one
please.
special.
Can we order? Yeah, let's get a
Yeah,
bulk discount.
please.
Bulk discount
So-
on the clue.
Yeah, if we would have got to do this like Kevin and Kat to have the opportunity to convene, not only did it give them so much of an opportunity to cause chaos and be deceptive, but it gave them an opportunity to stay in the game. Well, at least one of them.
So, I mean, the revisionist history about what it would have been like if you guys had a chance to do that is one thing. But when you look at the way that this played out, I would ask you the question, did it work? What Kevin and Kat did? Because I think that it did, but also the certain little aspects of the side strategy blew up in their face.
So it would have worked for us. Period.
Of course,
obviously, I knew what Kat was trying to do. Obviously, like trying to let Daisy know, like, you can't kill shot me, because she genuinely believed it, right? So I get that, but that was the downfall, was being like, she should have just, what she should have done was been like, I was the one who went in, and I have immunity also, right? And stuck with that clue and not said anything else about it, because then when you come out of it, and Daisy rightfully outed her at the end when she was like, you just sent me home. Okay, guess what? You're next. That's what really backfired for Kat. I saw comments on Reddit that were like, I can't believe she went that dirty. I am sorry. It is for $1 million. You've been with these people 2 weeks. We see them kicking it up on social media now. Everybody's good, right? None of it's taken personal. Yes, at that point, I'm going to lie my ass off and deceive for $1 million, and I will take everyone out for dinner afterwards. But like, I think she was smart, and I wanted to see more of that anyway.
I think that, well, so Kat is the analogy I use for Kat is like she played the game like an F1 car driver who's cutting all of the corners really close the entire way. She's like, I'm gonna play so hard, I'm going as fast, and she almost pulled it off until she spun out in the final quarter. Like she was a really aggressive player the entire season. Like Kat was the one who like, let me just get the cauldron and cook up the entire season. I loved watching her play. I really did.
I feel like we saw her fall off a little bit in episodes 5 and 6 after she got Lauren T sent home. She got a little bit more quiet.
She didn't like getting accused, for sure. You could tell she didn't like it. Yeah. Which I mean, like who among us does like that, right?
Not I.
I, said the little red hen.
But so she goes, okay, so I'm thinking about this. The only thing I can think of is if she was confident in her alliance or her clue had given the numbers back to like Daisy's gonna go home, because they obviously wanted to frame either Daisy or Nick. Like, Nick, you're collateral damage here, right?
Yeah.
If you're confident that Daisy's going to get sent home, she's not going to get to use the kill shot, so you don't need to say the immunity thing. So I think that to me led.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think about this from, like, obviously we've all been in this position from Kath's perspective. She's running the numbers. I think she's like, I'm not confident that this is enough to get Daisy sent home, and I have to protect myself. You know, this is where you guys can comment to, I guess, a little bit better than me, is because you've been at this level with 6 people, is there is, as you get closer to the end of the game, this feeling of like, okay, there are 6 people left. If I can make it one more, there's 5 people left, and that's not that many people. And I have like a pretty good, so you're doing anything you can to be like, let me just survive one more round.
Yeah, and that's why I really think she would have had it if she hadn't said there was no clue. She should have just said, I went in and I got immunity and the clue. And then even if, cool.
Yeah,
So
that's a good point.
you know what I mean? You die on that hill. You don't break for something like that, because that was where she messed up. As soon as Daisy was like, oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Everyone started looking at her sideways. Whereas if you go, that was the clue and I had immunity, because she outed Kevin too. Kevin just happened to leave with the kill shot.
Yep.
Which if I was Caleb, I would have hit Nick out of there. I would have gone,
Yes.
gone.
Nick has been a really strong player, and he's also the only other one left who has ever had the money. So
And
he
survived.
was correct. So he was Caleb's biggest contender. I would have.
I mean,
taken him out,
I'm sure Caleb, like, will ask him, but I'm sure Caleb probably regrets that decision.
Oh yeah.
But it's
Maybe.
What's interesting about it is it sounded to me like socially within the alliance game at that point, Kevin was sort of on an island there. Like, his people had left. They were like, oh, Kevin's not really like, I forget exactly what they said about him, but they were like, he plays really hard, which, like, that's good. But they didn't seem to like that. And it sounded to me like if they had just kill shotted Nick at that point, they could have kind of handled Kevin in the final 4.
That's what I'm
exactly
thinking too.
how I
That's
feel.
exactly it.
Honestly, Sid, like, kind of like how you got isolated in the final 4, and it's like, it doesn't really matter what I do. If I lose the challenge, I'm done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's exactly what I would have done. I would have got Nick out of there, and then I would have Kevin. You're next. You're the collateral next on the next one. Honestly.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, it's like a hindsight being 2020 thing. I do want to ask Caleb why he chose Kevin. Like, what was the
he did say on the
impetus for-
show that him choosing Kevin could implicate Nick or Lauren. So I think his only mindset at the time was to just divert any attention from him. But the beautiful thing is no attention was on him. So
I know.
But
That's kind of what I was thinking too.
The other thing about it too is, like, if you are in that position and you, like, when you use the kill shot, you just survive the round of 6 votes down to 5. You're going to use the kill shot to get it to 4. Even if you have the $1 million, like, if it's not 100% sure that you have it, you win the challenge the next round. You're in the final 3, and then you play the box swapping game. So, like, you're pretty close to the end. So I don't think you need. You could throw a little bit of doubt, but I don't know.
I think Nick would have been the much smarter choice, because that's when he started looking at Caleb sideways. Well, I mean, technically they looked at Kat, but you could have still used Kat as a scapegoat, or Kevin.
Yes.
So you get Nick out of there because Kat and Kevin plotted together. So you're going to go, okay, it's one of them that, kill shotted Nick out and got Daisy out. And you still have, Caleb would have had no attention on him. I think, I mean, jumping ahead for the winner, congrats, but like,
$1
million mistake.
It was it's like, that's, again, I just want to hear, like, why he did and what his thinking was, just because we can't think in our heads with the way that he was thinking, and obviously none of the 3 of us ever had the money. So I mean, it's difficult to say what
it is difficult to say.
Yeah.
And another thing I noticed too is, on Daisy's gameplay, Daisy kind of went out like I did. You're kind of in a panic. You're already set up. There's nothing you can do or say. People have already made up their minds, and it's not you. And then you look at the people who you were loyal to, the things you did or didn't say, and it just kind of eats you up, because I know she is looking at, like, I should have never this was the time in the game. Kat started the game by saying it's every man for themselves. Like, I'm ready to turn on people and stab them in the back.
Yep.
This was the turn of the game. This is the time where the loyalties must die.
Da-
You know,
Daisy
like
trusted
that.
her.
I like that.
Yeah.
The loyalties must die because one person goes home.
Daisy trusted her ally. Daisy was.
Yes.
I'm looking at Daisy's gameplay, right? Like Daisy, we didn't see her get a clue. We didn't see her get the money, but what we did see, and I think it probably didn't make a lot of the edit, was it looked like Daisy was a very strong social game player. Like
yes.
she was very
I would say
good.
so.
He was very good with a variety of groups, and she was good at consensus building. Like you see, that's why Yumiko, when she wanted to get Hunter out, she's like, "I'm going to Daisy first because Daisy's tight with this person, tight with that person. She's good at communicating." So
Social
Daisy's
butterfly.
like, Daisy's like, and I can relate to this a little bit, right? Daisy's like, I built these alliances, I built these strong relationships in the game, and they all just turned on me. And she stood up and she bared her soul to them.
I'm glad she did.
Yeah,
because you get-
Absolutely.
Yeah.
girl, get it.
She's like,
You better-
yo, guys, she's like, guys, we had a plan. You turned on me. The box is empty. And guess what? You think I'm going quietly? Now you're all going down with me. She's like, you're all going down with me. If my
She
game's
pulled
fucked,
up.
you're all fucked.
Yeah.
And absolutely. And so why don't we just ask her how she felt and what she did
What
and
a
what's
perfect segue.
going on?
Jamie, you're the best host.
Let's just get her up here and see what we can do about this. You got to turn, I think.
Oh,
My
Daisy.
girl.
Oh, you told me horizontal. Sorry, I was vertical.
Yeah, I don't know why the thing isn't thinking the way
She's
it
like,
should, but you're in
Daisy,
here, girl.
welcome.
Daisy's here.
Welcome.
Other way?
No, you're
They told me
You're-
to flip it the other way.
good.
Am I good?
Your-
Yeah, I don't know
your
why
lock
it's not full screen, but
her,
you're good.
Her lock might be on. The lock.
No
yeah,
worries.
Yeah, that got me the first time. Welcome, Daisy.
Am I good?
Yeah,
Yes.
you're
Okay.
good.
Hi guys, how are you?
Hello.
Hi.
Welcome. So we were just talking about you.
Yes, I
Oh,
heard.
okay.
I heard. Thank you
Good
for the nice
things.
compliment, of course.
Good. I was gonna say good things. Hold on.
It was tough to see you go, girlfriend. Tell us all about it. Like, how were you feeling at that dinner?
So awful. I mean, that dinner was terrible. I mean, it was filmed in the morning and they were literally serving my favorite thing, which is sushi. And I could not eat a bite because it was so
Yeah,
awful.
You can't.
I
when
feel
you're-
that
No.
in my
No,
soul.
it's the
It
worst.
was-
You can't eat a
It was so
single bite.
awful. And I honestly, like, I went into that dinner knowing that knowing that that clue was implicating me. But as you guys have discussed, Kat did tell me that night that the clue was fake, that she got immunity. And so I was like, okay, so, and I promised her that I was not going to say anything. And I really, I was going to hold to my word. I mean, that's who I am as a human being. And I wasn't going to take that back. I made a promise to her. And so at that dinner, I thought, okay, I know I'm in this great alliance. I know that we want Kevin out. I don't see why we were going to keep Nick here. So I was very, very nervous at the dinner. I really shared everything. I was there to fight for my kids. I have a son graduating this year to go to college. We have a younger one. Both of them have been in private school. So we've spent a lot of money on their private education. And, college is really wretchedly expensive, more than I thought it was
Oh my
going to be.
gosh.
Nice. This is a commentary on the American economy. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I had left them all behind. And so I really pleaded my case at dinner. And when I was voted out, I think I was so shocked and so sad at that moment. And I didn't plan to stand up and say all the things that I did, but I think I blacked out. Also, I think I actually passed away.
I can
And,
relate.
That happens.
She literally
that happens in
died.
the stag.
I
Yeah.
actually passed away, and
Yeah.
I just started speaking from my grave.
Mhm.
And I
It
just
happens
went,
in the stag.
yeah, I just and I remember looking at Lauren, who is like one of my dearest and closest friends from the show. I live and breathe for her. And I looked at her, and like her face when I opened my box, literally like she like fell. And I was just like, did you vote for? And she was like, I'm so sorry. And she broke me. And then I just went off, and I was like, the clue was a lie. She has immunity. And like, I just remember looking at Caleb, looking at Nick, and I didn't know Caleb had the money. I thought then for sure Kat had the money. She had staged everything. Like
Yeah.
I did not say nice things in my exit interview. I will be real honest. Glad they didn't air that.
Yeah, but
We've been there.
But Daisy, you were, I mean, we were just saying, like, I think if I watch your game, you were an alliance builder. Like, when I watch it back, I'm like, they don't really show a whole lot of it, but every time that somebody talks about you, they're like, Daisy's tight with this person, she's tight with that person, she's like the linchpin to these groups. And you had built all of this, and then you watched it all for you guys. We had a plan. You didn't stick to the plan, and you were wrong. And the worst part is, I'm going home for nothing. Like, I'm going home for nothing. Your guys' plan to backdoor me didn't work. Right?
Question.
Yeah.
Why didn't you? Because the plan. I know the goal was to like break up the bromance between Kevin and Nick, right? Like that was kind of the goal. But since the clue implicated Nick, why not really push for Nick to go home instead of Kevin? Because either way, the bromance is gone. And quite frankly, Nick was a way strong. Like Nick at that point had been a millionaire, had survived it, had kind of been on one-on-one situations, and you knew you couldn't trust him. Whereas Kevin at that point was still pretty trustworthy. So that
what
was one
the
of my
conversations
thoughts
behind that.
Yeah,
So-
go ahead.
Kevin was always on my booty. I won't lie.
Okay.
So for me, Kevin going home, I adore Kevin. I love Kevin. I think he's the greatest. He's an amazing, amazing person. And like one of the hardest working people I've ever met. But he in the house was really challenging for me. And he was always on my butt. And so I just was like, I kind of want Kevin gone. I also wanted Nick gone. My dream was to have me, Lauren, Kat, Caleb in the final four. That was like my goal. That was my goal. That was my end goal. That was my goal. It's what I told them. Like after I didn't get the money, I told Lauren and Kat that. I told Caleb that. I was like, that's what I want to happen. That's the perfection. That is what I want. And when we all sort of had agreed we're going to vote out Kevin, I just assumed then Nick gets the kill shot. We're good and golden.
Did you have any implication or thought from them? Because like I remember the scene you got, because Kevin, I guess they must have been filming their trophy room scene where you guys are sitting there and you're like, Kevin's the guy. Like he plays really hard. We're gonna get him out, right? Was there any implication going into the dinner where you're like that this plan may not work, or like did they give you the implication like we agreed to the plan, this is the plan, we know what the clue is? But...
Yeah. Did you have any idea you were gonna be like blindsided like that?
No. I mean, once we got to dinner, yes.
Jeez. Not over this.
Definitely at dinner,
sushi.
yes. And then like the clue, of course, like that clue terrified me. I don't think it, and like, I remember talking to Nick after the clue came out and I was like, and Nick, I think, was then convinced I was the millionaire, even because, well, he didn't have
he's
money.
He's gonna save himself
right?
too, yeah.
And he says at dinner, he's like, when we were sitting on the couch and you were like, I said something about the money and he was like, I knew immediately you had the money. And listen, Nick and I went at it at the dinner table. It was not pretty. Like,
this is the stuff I want to see. I want to see the drama.
It was bad. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was like, Nick, like, you're a liar. I mean, it was just the two of us like fighting it out. And he was like, I said something about my kids and he goes, oh, what am I supposed to follow that up with? I'm like, well, you just want to spend the money on trips. I actually have something I can use it for. I'm like, you have nothing. You don't want to use it for anything legit. And I mean,
where is this?
You
Show
just
me
want
the
to buy
behind the scenes.
What did Lauren say? Colgate white strips and whatever else she said.
And hair gel. Show me the behind the scenes.
I remember I made a comment like that in our season 2 when Lauren said something about wanting to use money for her kids. I was like, wait, so like I shouldn't win because I don't have kids? Like, what is that supposed to mean?
Yeah.
Right. I know. But it was just like I was doing anything and everything because I knew, especially when I looked at Lauren, who like I trusted with my whole entire heart. And she was like, the clue implicates you and Nick. And I was like, no, like who got to you? Who got to you? You know, and it's like one of those feelings. And so I was like, you guys, it's not me. Like, how can you not see this? Like, it can't be me, you know? And it's just, and I remember like I was sobbing. I mean, they don't show. I think I cried the whole dinner. Yeah. I mean, I'm not kidding.
I know the feeling. We went out on the same. We went out on the same. Yeah.
Yeah. All three of us had dinners where we were implicated, couldn't defend ourselves on logic. and just had to sit there and just like plead and appeal to a lot. Like
I
But
had
you-
six. I had 6 dinners like that. So
was it just 6 or
was it?
But it's so
was
funny.
it all 8?
Well, and
And
it's so
Daisy,
funny
you
because
tell
at the
me.
first
Go ahead.
at the first dinner, Natalie was convinced I was the millionaire, right? Which was so bananas. Even when I was like, I'm not the freaking oldest. I am the middle child. And what you don't see is like, I literally am
Yeah.
like, this is when my older sister was born. This is when my younger sister was born. Like, we're 7 years apart. I really don't highly recommend for all you 20-something-year-olds, like, don't do that. It's not a great way to have kids. You're not very close with your siblings. Like, it really sucks. Christmases are really challenging. Like, I'm like, I don't know what else I can say more. Like, and she still ended up voting for me. But like that, I was so scared at that dinner, but I was like, I knew going into that dinner, like I would clear my name once that clue came out. Like, because whatever that clue was that she had was not going to implicate me. And I knew that. So this dinner was so incredibly different because that clue did implicate me. But even though I knew going into that dinner that that clue was fake, and like hindsight, right? It's the biggest regret of my life that I didn't say it before he pulled out the frog, because I think had I said what I knew, it would have changed everything. And
yeah.
I kind of feel the same. And since
We
you
all
and I
have
went out on the
those.
same episode,
yeah,
it was kind of the same thing for me. So one thing I wanted to ask you, because I do see the similarity in some of the ways that I played that you played, like we can be very defensive, like
yeah.
instead of
Passionate. You are very
Yeah.
passionate.
Of course I'm
Passionate.
defensive.
Yeah,
Yes.
and and on defense, and I'm saying defense because when you know someone is constantly telling you something that you know is true, like you had to defend, I am not the oldest child, like, and you
Yeah.
go into this whole thing. Was there any point in your game or your thought process or in playing the game that you thought you might turn on people, you might cause some chaos instead of being defensive, you might throw a seed of deceit in there to scramble the pot? Did it ever come to your mind or your heart to actually start to play that way or think about when you might want to start to play that way?
I think I would have probably started playing more that way if I would have gotten to the final 4. However, like, and I'm not just saying this because like she is like my heart and soul, but like I would have taken Lauren to the end with me like forever and ever. Like there's just something about her. Like we were the 2 moms in the house. We were like the older, like I don't know. There was just I would never like I probably would have eventually, like if it would have been the 4 like that I loved, I probably would have thrown Kat and Caleb under the bus, like had
Okay.
I needed to do that. But like
Yeah.
I always felt in my head like Lauren and I like just like there was something about her that just and hey, listen, she one time said I love DDPs and true crime, and I fell over and I was like, you're my person for the rest of my life. DDPs, by the way, are Diet Dr. Peppers. I know you're talking to Lauren tonight. Ask her the story about Peter and DDPs. Remember to ask her that. Write it down, Chris. I know you have a notepad.
I know you
Remind
have
her
a
to ask
notepad.
The story
Yeah.
about Peter, because Jamie, I know you love Peter.
I
Remind
do.
her, remind to ask Lauren about DDPs and Peter.
I
You will,
didn't know
you will,
that.
Jamie, you will pee your pants.
I didn't
You
know
Oh
will,
my
that
you will
gosh.
die.
So does DDPs pair well with Marlboro Red? That's an interesting pairing.
You'll laugh out loud when you hear the story. But no, it's just, I never, like people thought, like I was reading some stuff like when I accused
Don't do
Nico.
that. We tell you
I
not
know,
to do
reading
that.
some
No
stuff
one
after
listens.
Like,
Daisy,
No
what did I
one
tell you
listens
before
to
this
me.
started?
That's the very
I
first
told
thing
you
I
before
say.
the season.
Stay
I
off
told you
of Reddit and stay off of
I
comments.
told you.
Don't
I
go
told
to
you before the
TikTok.
season even started, Daisy. Don't do
I
this.
know, but it's
Because
so hard
all
not
day
to.
you're going to be like,
You're not even that,
but,
because
like,
you can't even fight back because they don't listen. There's no reasoning with
I
them.
know.
I
And
don't
people
care, I
were mad at
fight.
me about Miko, and I was like, but y'all, like the game is about getting out the millionaire, and I figured out that she was the millionaire. You're not supposed to be mad at me about that.
they
Like,
got mad when you
Yeah.
don't vote the millionaire. They get mad when you do.
When you
They're
do,
just always going to
there's
be
no
You know
mad.
what?
winning.
You know what it is if you vote out a player that they like,
Yeah.
they're mad
you
at
can't
you.
win.
Like if they vote out a player they don't like, they're mad at you. There's no way you can win. They
You
rather
cannot.
they want you to vote for yourself.
I want to
You're
touch
like,
on
it's ridiculous.
you're telling me, trust me, I know 12 times later.
Vote
But one
yourself
thing,
out.
I know you guys covered this in the last one and I wasn't able to make it, but I was really surprised with when it was down to Miko and you. on one of the previous episodes that she didn't try the, not a stay at home card, because remember, that's how Sam snuck underneath this. She could have been like, she's not a stay at home mom. She's really this, like, look at all the experience she could have. Look at the way she navigates people. Like, there was some fighting. I don't know. Maybe it happened. It didn't make the edit. It's very possible. But I was really kind of surprised that if it did happen and didn't make the edit, that would have been a good one, because Sam had everyone with the stay-at-home mom thing until she kind of started to out herself. And then, Jamie, your spidey senses were tingling, but guess who didn't share with the class?
She did not have
I
everyone.
did.
To be clear, she did not have everybody.
No.
Let's be very clear about that.
Yeah, she didn't have us three, but you know what I mean.
No, because we all had we knew about Sam, baby.
We
had the
is
Sam combo several times.
This is where I love talking to season 2, because we see some themes across seasons now. We're starting to build a little $1 Million Secret lore. This is good.
Yeah,
well,
yeah,
I
sure.
take a clue from Sam, because I was not a stay-at-home mom. I had been for a little bit, but I had been working for a national shopping channel selling shit on TV for the last 15 years. So I technically had not been staying at home. But I'm like, I can't tell these people that. They'll know. I mean, they're like, so you've been on TV and now what? No, like, not trustworthy.
Oh my gosh, I love it. Daisy, you've shared so much with us today. We appreciate it. We wanted to make sure to have you on. You support us in the chat. You played a great game. We got so much love for you.
So much fun.
You guys are like my celebrities, because I think I watched your season at least 175 times. So
and we're all nice people. We're all nice people.
The first time I ever met Daisy, she like knew more about my game than I knew about my own game. It was impressive.
True. So. I think Chris was like, okay, stalker.
That's amazing. And that's actually pretty smart, because I think Tarek said he didn't watch it at all. I was like,
he didn't watch it.
Doing?
I mean,
what
to be
is you
fair,
doing?
I didn't watch a single episode of reality TV before I went on. And you know what? I probably should have, because whoops.
Daisy, you're getting some love in the chat. Just want to let you know that.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I love you guys. Thank you so much for having me on. It meant a lot.
We loved having you so much. And you know what we'll do? We'll stay in touch, and hopefully one day we all get together, MBS style.
Yes, I hope so.
All right, boo. See you.
Bye.
Thanks, Daisy.
Bye, Daisy. There we go. Oh my God.
And then there were
good. 3. Yes.
Honestly, though, real quick, I miss Kyle.
Oh, yes. Let's give an honorary shout out to Kyle, because he had every intention on joining us at these things, but that boy works like a working man. He's a blue collar man.
I don't know if you guys have seen Kyle's TikTok. That boy's dancing.
He danced somewhere?
Oh, he's dancing. Check his
TikTok. He danced with us, but I'd never seen him dance online.
No, so like when I saw it, he put up a video of him doing the Louisiana dancing. I was like, I told somebody, I was like, this may be new to you. It's not new to me. I've seen.
Hold on. I have videos from last year. Let me put those up on TikTok real quick. Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on.
He was trying to teach me how to do that.
Oh my gosh, I absolutely love it. So that was so good. We wrapped up episode 7. I mean, it is what it is. That was a tough one. Ugh, Jesus. I still like gag when I think of my exit. But what I can say is dinner was not that good that night. I don't know what we were eating. Do you remember that meal, girl? What was that? Cold noodles and chicken piece?
They knew you were going home. They're like, we're not sending it. We're not.
It is funny.
I didn't even get dinner at mine.
If you saw like just a quick diversion to talk about food, behind the scenes of the show,
always.
You guys know the food $1 Million Secret sort of a star. The viewer may not know this, but the chef is different. The new season, we swapped out Chef Scott for Shay Chanel. You guys have seen Shay Chanel. The food looks amazing this year. I would love to try some of it. Everything she puts on her Instagram looks good.
I know. I told her, I was like, why don't we host a viewing party at your place?
Yeah.
How about that? I'll bring my appetite.
But we do miss Chef Scott. We do, because that's our chef.
Yeah, always.
But the dinners, that was a good point that Daisy brought up, is like whatever dinner is served at your own dinner, you just don't eat it. And I think, Sydney, you didn't even get food at your
We didn't even get food at mine, actually.
So,
yeah,
you
had
didn't
an
even
empty
get
plate.
dinner.
I had an empty plate.
So I ate that. I had duck confit, and was my my red wedding food, and I ate it microwaved at a Holiday Inn or a Hampton Inn in a microwave. So Yeah, it's
Oh
you
my
don't get a you
gosh.
don't get a bite of that stuff. I mean, it's like how are you going to eat while you're like screaming your face off? No, thank you.
I do want to talk. We had the good challenge. I like the. We'll talk challenges next.
Yeah, so let's go to episode 8. It's called Lie Hard. What did you guys think about the episode
Well,
overall?
well,
Because
let me just say this. So, like, as we go from episode 7 into episode 8, Daisy is sort of our segue, right? And she basically stands up and says, guys, I know I'm done in the game, but I'm not done playing. Kat, you lied about the clue, and have fun with that. So we go into the final 4 with one player who has their back against the wall and needs to defend themselves in order to survive. So anyway, Sydney, why don't you tell us about episode 8?
Yeah. Hey, hi guys. Since I've been there before, and when you're the one player Cat, my girl, I feel for you. I feel for you. I didn't quite have the same experience because I hadn't gotten caught in anything, but I was down to no alliance members at that point.
yeah,
And I mean, I liked the rendition they did of the pool. They didn't fill it full of ice like they did with ours.
that part.
They
I
didn't
think
fill it
I
was
think
not
that's
full
like
of
a
ice.
favor. That's a favor to the final 4. Say, hey, I'm glad you guys made it so far. Here's a nice little shirtless scene for you, Nick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
here you
Enjoy.
go. Well, we had the final 6 because Jamie and I smoked the others.
You did. That's right.
We were sitting there kicking our feet. It looked close.
Giggling,
It was not
laughing,
close.
dancing.
It was not close. We rocked that. But so final 4, and especially when Peter tells you like the winners don't go to the trophy room, but you're eliminating someone instead off the
Ouch.
loser team. And you just, like you have to win that. Obviously, I got sabotaged on mine. I got tossed right under the bus. No one listened to me. And I don't feel bad that they lost the millions. I'm going to say that right now, just because I can. But I really felt for Kat on this. And you could tell I liked the strategy. I really liked how they had to show it was a physical challenge, but also a mental, because they had to show you were paying attention to people throughout the entire time that they were at the stag, right? Even people who left early on. So I thought the clues were really great. I like the way they did the tiles. And then you have to figure, I can't quite remember. I know Peter would be like, you have 2 wrong or you have 1 wrong, and you have to figure out which one that
was
is
so good.
and then replace it. You know what I mean? And there's
Yeah.
a lot up there that you're questioning. So I thought that was really good coming into the final 4. And I know that feeling. I mean, I had PTSD when Kat realized that their team had lost and they were so close. And it just took me back to being like, Cara, like, what are you doing? You're laying on the floor. You're right there. I'm counting. It's been like 5 minutes right now. Like, we're right here. And just knowing that she threw that challenge is so hard. Obviously, Caleb wanted to win also, so I didn't see that as a throwing challenge. So it was a little bit different. But the benefit was he had Kat on his team.
Yeah.
Well,
So
what if I
she
told
was
you
going to be the
guys-
scapegoat.
Well, what if I told you guys that we have an opportunity to ask one player from each of those teams exactly how they felt that day playing in one of the final challenges?
I would say
Bring 'em
immaculate
in.
timing, Jamie, yet again.
Bring them in.
And let's just say hello.
Oh, let's go, Kat. Yes, welcome.
Yeah, there's
Oh
our
my
girl.
Am I wrong? Is that right?
Woo!
Stop.
Is
This
that-
the best surprise ever.
Oh my God. Is that 2 of the final 4? Oh my
I mean,
gosh.
we have Kat and
Bow
Lauren
down.
here. You guys were.
Oh.
Hey, Nico.
Oh, our face in one room.
Kevin
Look at
in the
this.
back.
I feel like this is like this is a celebrity room right now. Look at this. This is crazy.
This
It's
is
like a
amazing,
clown
Kevin.
car
We
back
love
there.
you. Oh
guys-
my gosh, we
you-
hated seeing you kill shot, Kevin. Boy, we wanted to see you play.
Oh, me too. Don't you worry. Don't you worry.
But look, they're best friends now hanging out. See, everyone, it's just a
right.
game. It's just a game.
They're
The way
practicing
Lauren,
another clue.
we lost Lauren, but the way Lauren and Kat pulled up,
Lauren's
I knew
back.
it was gonna be a good episode when Lauren pulled out that notebook. She was like, I've been kikiing and being cute and making friends, and we love everybody, but now I'm time to that was on purpose. Now
Oh,
it's
get
time to
in.
get busy.
Lauren,
There
this is
you
my
are. Yes.
Lauren, this is my tribute to your notebook.
We're pulling a Lauren right now. Can you hear us? Where's my tabs?
Where's my tabs? Hold on.
Lauren is muted.
You guys,
Yeah.
Yes.
that should not have been that complicated. That is on me. I work. By the way, I work in tech. You never know it.
It's been 6 years past the pandemic. I still can't figure out Zoom, so
We had
all
our own
good.
problem. We had our own problem setting this up. So
We really
Before, yeah.
did. You're not the only one.
I blame Tarek. He was supposed to help us with all of this, and where is he? I hope he's watching.
He actually said I was doing a good job and I had the best thing going here, so that worked out.
he's like, Jamie, you're doing a good job. I don't know
Come
who
here.
you are because I didn't watch the show, but you're doing a good
But
job.
you did a great job.
Tasty puns.
All right, y'all
Yeah,
look like
I'm
you're
not
getting
done
ready.
yet.
Let's go.
We have
This is
more
our-
cast here.
Squad's in.
a repeat appearance from on Hunter from the after show here.
Yeah,
two-
no,
two-
I'm back in. I
Hey,
never
Curls.
show up when I
Listen,
just
if
show
we're
up
doing
unannounced
this-
every time.
Wait, if we're doing this, come here.
We're
Who
doing
else?
it. We're doing it.
You guys.
I see
you've already-
Tarek back
you've already
there. Hey,
seen her. I
boo.
heard the whole thing live.
Oh my gosh, you guys are rotating.
We cheated.
Wait, hold on.
Not
hold
you
on.
being in
4, 5,
another
6.
room.
Hold on. I gotta say, I'm
We
so
have
jealous of you
6
guys.
out of 14.
I'm so jealous of you guys because our cast like never got together. Like with the three of us hung out, but that's it.
I haven't been away from these guys.
guys- I
love it.
You guys are trauma
I tried to
bonded.
get
You're
away.
trauma bonded for
Yeah.
life.
You know,
Good
no,
luck.
you guys are like
Good luck.
you guys are doing like Love Island Beyond the Villa, but $1 Million Secret.
Literally,
Seriously,
literally,
Yes.
that's what it
we're
is.
just filming another season ourselves at this point.
It's just losers
Yeah.
only. Nick's not invited.
Yeah.
Nobody
Yeah,
works
no Nick,
anymore.
no Nick.
Nobody works anymore. Got it.
Some of us still work. Some of us still have those 9 to 5
Some
jobs.
of us still have day jobs.
But that's okay. That's
I don't, but like good for everyone else.
That's why we, as $1 Million Secret One, we inserted ourselves and we have an after show. And look, now we're all here. We're all
That's
doing
right.
it.
Squad.
We're like, this team is too cool. We
Why?
got to be a part of
You
this.
guys
So.
walked so we could run.
You right about that because the promo, the love, the post, that they just
Honestly,
they're really doing a good job.
Even that, I was gonna say the amount of like behind the scenes photos you guys have and like crew
Those are
stuff,
the coolest ones.
amazing. I love that. We
We
really
got
didn't
no-
get any
Yeah,
of
we're
that.
so lucky.
That makes me so happy seeing all
You,
that.
you know the
I
one that caught my eye was when Nick goes in and starts lifting weights. I'm like, wait, you guys have a gym at the Stag? Kyle and
We
I
didn't-
literally Kyle and I got
No.
Kyle and I literally had
wouldn't
to
know.
ask for kettlebells to be brought
I
to
think
us
they
on a
only
golf
made
cart.
it because they
I'm-
casted our 4 boys. That they were like, we have to put some weights in there. For you.
I think Kyle.
I
and
would have
take that
They're
as-
appreciated
like-
some
Kyle,
weights.
Kyle and I take that as a personal attack on us. Like these boys are not worth it. Like they don't look gym worthy. We're not giving him a mirror and a shirt. Hey Nick, would you enjoy a shirtless scene in gray sweatpants? Here you go.
Thank you, production. Thank you.
Okay, now pulling Nick,
Jamie
but
goes,
without a
yes.
shirt.
You got
Hold
two
on,
of my.
they got a
but-
lot of hot tub scenes too. Can we just pause on that? There was a lot of different hot
Yeah.
tub scenes
Meanwhile, they
and
were
pool
like,
scenes
meanwhile, they were like, Chris and Sydney, you guys are gonna do your scene
in a
sitting-
bikini one time.
sitting on the edge of the pool. Like that's a really good
Over there, yeah.
photogenic look, Chris. Good job.
Well, since we have so many of you guys in here, why
I
don't we
thought
just
we looked
continue to
great, but
party
okay.
Not me.
and say what's up to Casey?
What up? What up?
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god, you guys! It is like literally killing me seeing you guys together. I miss you all so much.
Yeah, I'll book a flight for you.
I wish
now. I'm dead serious.
What did
Yeah,
you
with
say,
the-
Hunter? You're booking us
Yeah,
flights?
Get over here. dude.
I told him to book. I said everybody. Okay, pause. Since we're all here right now, everyone. It's
booking us
pool party
flights.
season. It's pool party season in Arizona. So I will see you all here shortly.
Yeah,
Thank you very much.
We have to do this.
Next,
We
be
have
there
to
within
get.
a month.
Can we please? It would be.
We
so
gotta do
fun.
the- we
I'm
gotta
not
cross
kidding.
over.
Yeah, Sydney, buy some air mattresses. We're gonna need a lot.
I have rooms. I have sponsors. We have hotel. Like we
We-
have everyone taken care of. Just
Come
calm
Yeah,
down.
I'm
We-
a
we-
hotel friend. I'm a hotel friend. I'm literally down the street from Kat right now because I'm a hotel friend.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm like I feel you on that.
I went to a bachelor party this past weekend. I said I'm officially get a hotel during a bachelor party age. It's good.
Oh yeah.
The right way to do it.
I can
Yeah.
get Airbnbs out here. Like we have everything covered. If
Dude,
people would
a
show up.
MDS Scottsdale trip would go so unbelievable.
It would go
we-
insane.
The three of us went with Kyle last year when our season came out, and it was
And it's
good.
almost
time. And-
central.
and
Almost
Syd-
central to
Sydney,
everyone.
Sydney is like the mayor of Scottsdale too. She
We
knows
had
how
a
to be- so, like,
ball.
it's pretty good. So
Nah, yeah, dude,
Let's make
that
that
sounds so
happen.
fun. We gotta make that happen.
freaking disgusting.
We had a ball. So life outside of the stag looks amazing. You know, Casey, how did you enjoy episodes 7 and 8? Did you watch your girls pull up or what?
I did. Oh my God. The way I actually just had no idea Kat had it in her. I'm really actually shocked to see everything that I saw. 'Cause literally, you live the experience, and like Kat and I weren't like didn't have the tightest alliance. And like every time I would try to talk to her, I just feel like I wasn't getting a ton from her. So I was just like, okay, like I'll keep her in my back pocket for later, but like I'm not really getting a lot out of her. But like watching it back, I'm like, the way she had the entire house wrapped around her finger, I was shocked.
Casey, you know what I said? Kat, I don't know if you heard my analogy for you in the game was you're like an F1 driver on a qualifying lap who's like going at all of the corners and there's like an inch between your car and the wall. You're like, I'm going so hard. Like you played so hard. It was awesome to watch. It was awesome to watch.
Thanks, guys. That's so nice. I feel like I kind of went off the rails at the end, but
Sometimes they crash.
The only mistake was telling Daisy that you didn't have a clue. That was, if you had said this was the clue and I got immunity, girl, you were smooth sailing with that. In all honesty, you tried one, two thing. The only thing, because that's what happened with me, right? Is in mine, I was your final four. I get it so much. Where it's like,
we're both bottle girls. Like we are cursed. The service girls are cursed. You have not hit the podium yet.
Wait, do you guys still have the clue? Do you still have the clue memorized?
Of course.
Could you do
it? Could you and Kevin do that in unison for us?
Kevin! Come here. I didn't even practice it. I guarantee you smoke.
I want to see if you can do this.
Do it.
Kevin, can you do the clue? Can you guys do the clue
unison?
All right, you ready?
5, 6, 7, 8. Wishing for a string of luck. There's winners and losers, but don't forget the ones that fell short.
I can't. Can I just say?
Do you dream about that? You dream about that, don't you?
Yes. Here in the trophy room, I think total hour and a half, like longest one ever.
Long enough for Nick to join a new alliance. That's how long it was.
That's how long it took. Yeah, that was like when Corey left. Corey was left.
And of
for 2
course,
hours.
Kevin BYO'd his own coin. That wasn't Peter.
That was your coin?
Kevin was like, I brought a coin, and I literally said,
Kevin,
of course you.
Yeah, I was like, wait a second.
Wait, was that a stag? Was that a
stag?
stag coin? Was that a stag
So
coin?
it was. If you go back and watch, it was actually one of the pins that we picked out from hitting it under the wickets. And I just broke the tip off of it.
Oh.
And I brought it down because I knew there was no way I was giving up. Like it was either me going in or there had to be some sort of chance. Like there was the only way I was going to let it go. And Kat was the same way. And they would not
want to do the coin.
They wouldn't give me a quarter, so I made my own. And yeah, so
see, just whipped it out on camera.
Yeah.
So they were like,
good.
Have to make the coin.
This
He's like,
is
I got something.
I came in prepared because I knew it was going to be a dog
That's
fight.
exactly what I wanted in episode 7
amazing.
when me and Sydney were standing there for an hour talking about what we was going to try to do.
Yep.
So,
I don't care.
The reason Kevin and I were fighting so hard and we kept talking about it in that trophy room was because this was the episode when Sydney got immunity in the trophy room. So the whole time we both were like killing each other because we were like, Sydney got immunity this trophy room. We both thought we were going to get it that trophy room. So that's why. If I knew it was going to be a clue that made me think it's anybody but the millionaire, I would have bowed down and handed it over on a silver platter.
Can I ask you guys a question related to that? Because I'm curious. It didn't really make a lot of the final edit of your season, but obviously all of you watched season 1. How often did you talk about, except for Tarek, how often did you guys talk about specific stuff that happened in season 1 and be like, this could happen here because this is the same episode where this happened? Like, how often did you bring those things up?
Quite a bit. Because
The first episode, Daisy was hugging people, and Kevin's like, "We're watching Daisy."
Yeah,
Kevin, you were all over that. You're like, don't hug Daisy.
I was like, first episode, Daisy, don't hug anyone. Don't do it. Don't touch anyone. Stand there like
and wait, Lauren, you were going to say something. What were some of the things that you were watching from our season that you saw was coming up or thought was going to come up?
Yeah, well, I was gonna say when Kevin and Kat went into the room to get the clue, I sat at that table and I looked everybody in the eye. I was like, I am not gonna believe a single word that comes out of those beautiful faces. I'm not gonna believe it's all gonna be garbage. And they come back and they recite the clue as a duet, and I'm like, sounds great. I think it sounds great.
No. You did say, you're like, wait, just one of you say it. You're like, hold on, because I think you were checking to be like, all right, let's see here who's doing what.
They were talking in unison. I felt like I was at home with my kids when they all asked me questions at the same time. I'm like, I need one. I need a single voice. Yeah.
So that's sorry, I don't know who's talking, but that's kind of where I was talking about, and it didn't really obviously make the cut, but you see part of the conversation is I said that I was in a worse position in the house, that Nick and Daisy were coming for me, and that's why I needed the clue, because I thought there could have been immunity behind it, because that's when you got it, obviously, Sydney. So like that was a lot of my argument. But yeah, dude, it was dog eat dog, and we both weren't laying down.
Yeah, that was.
What I have, by the way. Is that your coin?
Oh, is that your coin?
I keep it in my jewelry box.
I actually have the coin.
It's for the
that we
memories.
flipped
How do you
in
have
a coin case.
Lauren, you didn't.
I
I was gonna say, Lauren, you didn't get to the first pin.
didn't get any of them. That's why I had to steal one.
Yes.
I didn't earn one. I stole one.
I like that energy. So, Casey, what was it that you saw as a similarity where you thought maybe something that season one, that happened in season one was going to happen for season two, and that made you aware of?
Of like any agendas, honestly, I feel like what doesn't obviously make the cut is me saying over and over again, like, why am I here? And like, is everybody just doing odd things, or am I just an odd person and I'm just like it's not clocking to me like ever? But I feel like there were just other, like the hugging thing, I think was the most obvious example. People were looking for like physical things. I think the handstand was a really like obvious physical thing to kind of like latch onto in the moment. But as we know, that was obviously not an agenda. I don't know. I just feel like maybe I was just like in the wrong circles or conversations, because watching it back and I'm seeing all the agendas happening, like I'm not really there for them. So I feel like a lot of it just like went over my head, but everything I was looking for.
No, but Casey, that's not because it went over your head. That's because you were so obviously such a dominant player that I guarantee every millionaire was like, I'm not coming within 10 feet of Casey with my
They're
agenda.
like,
she's gonna clock me so fast.
You know what's
Facts.
funny?
Yeah,
Like
save
I
that for
honestly
Hunter
didn't think
and
I was
Nick.
that dominant of a player. I just wanted to be
You were-
everybody's bestie.
you were dominant out to like get out early though.
Yeah.
You were
Yeah,
smart.
I
You were
Get her
picking up
gone.
on
My mouth.
things.
That's what got me out.
Yeah, it's always the mouth. When you're clocking things, and I
It's
think I said
always
it
the
in
mouth.
something else,
It's always the mouth.
they're like,
Always
oh,
smart ones. If I
she's
go out looking
picking
like a smart player, I'm happy. I'm happy with that. So
I was on.
You were.
You know what though? I didn't see anyone on the chopping block repeatedly the way that I was during our season. I was
Daisy,
literally,
Daisy
it
was
was
probably the closest one.
6
Honestly,
episodes in a
Kevin was.
row.
Kevin was on the chopping block a lot, and that's not something that you see in the edit.
Not
But
at
Kevin
all.
was
Really?
getting a lot of people were coming to
Oh.
Kevin. Yeah.
He
Because
did.
Kevin
I like
was
the
really
guys in the background with Kat just like this.
See, that's funny because I literally said like, for episode 7, Kevin never.
Security's here.
Yeah, Kevin got a lot of heat early on, for sure.
I thought Kevin had the smoothest run up until he was out, because I'm like, they never said Kevin's name at a dinner. That's interesting. Wow. Okay.
Kevin, you had 9 lives. I don't know how.
Yeah, well, the way I started, definitely, I got way too excited way too soon, because like just my.
They
I guess,
didn't show
personality.
that.
I'm not scared of voicing my opinion. I'm a very energetic type person. Obviously, that's why they had, I guess, Caleb following me. But yeah, like the first episode, because I was the one that asked Natalie what was in your box, and we caught her fumbling immediately because she said absolutely nothing. And then I was just like, bro, I got this game on lock. This is gonna be easy. And I just got way too excited and was doing way too much. So like after that, I kind of tried to simmer down, because I knew there was obviously discussions, especially from Alti, saying like, oh, he's a strong player, he needs to get out. And I was like, I even have in my journal coming in, like, hey, you're gonna be vocal. That's just your personality. You need to be quiet and just listen. I did the exact opposite of that.
So,
who you telling?
Guys, we talk about that all the time. So like any of you can comment to this, but like you can always say, hey, I need to be this, I need to be that. When you're under the gun of the stag for 2-3 weeks straight, you're gonna default to how you are in real life. It's impossible.
On that note though, for anyone who's watching right now, because I have a ton of people on my Insta live and everything like that, people are always like, how can I get on, or what should I do? You do have to be prepared to be yourself. Like you can go along with lies, make sure that they're lies, but as far as personality, it's really hard to hide that for a significant period of time, who you are. And so, and you have to be careful, because if you're playing a character, people assign you that character for the rest of your life. The fans will do it. If you're like, I'm going to come in and pretend to be, this raging, snotty, mean, rude person, or I'm going to be this, or I'm going to be that, you are labeled that from here on out.
I will
Just
have
an
to say
FYI.
about Kevin really quick. I shared a window with him, in our bedrooms.
Kev.
Oh,
And Kevin literally doesn't sit still. I would
No, he
watch
doesn't.
him pace back and forth.
Well, you
When
guys
we were
could
like
see
on
each other?
breaks,
That's
locked in the room,
crazy.
and I was like, "Oh my god, he doesn't sit down. That man
No,
never
So,
sits
the
down.
amount
That's
of
all
times
I
he
what I
did.
said,
do
on
love
ice.
about
All I
season
did was sit down."
The
what I
amount of
do
times
love
he got
about
on
season
ice and then
2.
immediately followed by Kevin on ice, Kevin on ice, Kevin on ice.
See, I love
That was
how in
Sydney. That was
season
Sydney.
2
That was Sydney for us.
that they really were intentional about making the clues directly connected to and a struggle for the person, like Caleb with the hats, having to follow Kevin around when you can clearly see he's a busybody. Because I feel like what I would have liked to see in season 1 is I feel like they should have asked Kara to talk for 1 minute straight.
I would.
That would have been the
Okay.
oddest thing
Weirdest
because
thing in the whole world.
so they really gave you guys clues that were so on point for who you really are. And so I have no doubt that Kevin was a busybody because they were like, follow him.
They did a little bit of that, right? Because I remember Kara was like all season she wanted to sit by the fire because she was cold because we filmed in May. So it's like, yeah.
Let's
Don't
see if I
start.
can get.
Don't start with me.
We have the entire
I
cast
do.
here.
I have Caleb here, but Caleb, I can't see you. Can you hear us?
Wait, where is he? Show your face now.
Show your face now.
Meow, Caleb. King Caleb.
Hunter,
Guys, when
Hunter, I need you
just
to.
went to LA for the Final Four press tour. It was Caleb's first ever time taking an Uber, and I had to call him and tell him how to download the app and use it.
Wait, can we
Oh
talk
my
about? Can we talk
God.
about Hunter's?
Caleb, go out and come back in because I can't hear you. Go out and come back in.
Love him.
Sorry, guys.
I want to talk about Caleb's Thrasher shirt.
Yeah.
Caleb's fit in LA was unbelievable with the Thrasher shirt and the overall.
And the car art.
So tough.
I was like,
he owns a clothing store.
I was like, now we know because like if you guys had seen that in the house, you'd be like, that's the millionaire, guys. It would have gone way differently.
Bro, he was.
It's all you always
He
see that
was.
one
He
thing.
He would blog anybody.
Okay, so I want to ask Lauren a question because I kind of asked Daisy, and like I said, I saw similar gameplay between Daisy and I were a little bit on the defensive. Lauren, you seem to also be someone who completely won the house. I hear nothing but the most positive things about you. Everybody loves you. They wanted to go to the end with you. You had some strong alliances. When we see you make that choice in essentially episode 7-8 to while out, was that something that you planned, or did you feel like it was just starting to heat up in there and you had to make some different decisions with your personality?
Yeah, like, oh, that one hurt. Oh God, I was hoping you were going to ask about that because she's literally in the room.
Does she have a knife? Hold on. Put all the sharp objects away. Put all the sharp objects away.
Yeah.
PTSD is real.
That was difficult, right? But I genuinely thought what Kat said made sense to me. And I also thought at some point you have to start making hard decisions, right? Like we can't all hold hands and skip across the finish line together as much as I want to do that. Right. So there were definite hard decisions. Daisy was one. Our prom king, who I'm looking at right now, is one of them. Raise your hand if you're my prom king. That's not you.
Oh, that's me, sorry.
There he is.
Oh, I was like, hello, where is
Yeah,
he?
it's Hunter. Like there were definite hard decisions, and I just felt like at some point I'm gonna have to make a decision and vote for myself in a way that I'm gonna have to send somebody home that I genuinely love and I genuinely hope I have a relationship with after this is over. But I didn't like it in the moment. I certainly didn't like it after the moment because
Can I please
y'all-
talk about you? Oh my God. I
What?
knew I was cooked when I looked at Lauren because every other time we were prepping for a dinner, like Lauren would look at me and smile before and wave when I came in the room. I walked in the room when I was getting eliminated and Lauren stared at the floor and didn't look at me for the entire prep. And I was like, I'm done. This is
I don't know.
Ooh.
I don't know. Did you guys do it this way on your season 2 where like when you're about to go to the dinner, you're kind of lining up in order, right? And they're putting you in the order they need. When you're in that moment and nobody's looking you in the eye, you know you're cooked before you even go downstairs.
I'm sorry. I'm
called me out.
sorry.
place on the planet.
I'm
Yep,
sorry.
You're like, hey guys, what are we eating for dinner? And they're like, yeah, I don't know. Like
He
something
didn't
maybe.
show it, but he
There
called
actually
me
was
out
a
at the
point before
dinner.
Hunters when Miko like was walking by doing B-roll and she whispered to me, she goes, he knows.
I
And
did.
He knows.
He's like, you. Because he knew.
I was like, no, what? And she's like, he knows.
I love the behind the scenes stuff. This is great.
All right, guys, real quick. I'm 30 minutes late to a meeting I'm supposed to be at because I've been having so much fun. So Chris and Jamie are going to take it away, but I'm so happy to see you guys.
Thank you, girl, for being here.
And we'll do more lives soon. I want to chat with each of you, but I love you all so much.
Bye, Sid.
Bye, girl. We'll do a little switcheroo, and I think that'd be a great time to just keep it full, keep it packed, keep it fun.
Oh my God, Jamie, we're outnumbered.
We are.
How are you guys?
Can I tell y'all a story about Caleb? I walked up to that gala, right, and I see everybody in their size 2 dresses, and I'm panicking. And then I spot the hat. And I was like, there he is. That's my crew. He's going to need a nap and a snack. And that's my guy right there.
Wait, Lauren, Lauren, can you tell us about the Diet Dr. Pepper story?
Oh,
And Peter.
I've never, what do you?
And
There's a Peter and Diet Dr. Pepper
okay,
story
so here's
we
my
need to
story.
hear.
The show is over, right? I have lost spectacularly. Show's over. He comes over to me and he shakes my hand and he says, "You've played such a good game." And I was like, meh. And then he says, "I have to ask you a question. I've been thinking about it for a while." And I'm like, "Shoot, I'm ready." And he goes, "What is a DDP? You've been talking about it with Daisy for weeks, and I've been Googling it at night, and I can't find anything." And I'm sitting there looking at him, and I'm going, can you picture Peter in like a velvet wingback chair, like a bearskin rug, right? And some like slippers, and he's Googling DDPs. I'm like, it's a Diet Dr. Pepper. Like,
it's better that he Googles DDP instead of DP into Google. I think that's good that he got it right.
We gotta keep it family friendly. I'm
I don't know what that is.
Looking at him because at this point, I don't know the real Peter, right? I just know dinner Peter, who causes me a great deal of stress. And I'm like, is he messing with me? It's over now. Can you not kick me while I'm down? No, he genuinely just didn't know what it was.
That is hilarious.
Google
but Peter is a
DDP.
ham.
For days.
My favorite story of all time.
For days.
Well, it's great when you get those little nuggets of friendship with Peter in between the takes. It's like everyone's favorite story from the show.
Well, he only just followed me like 3 days ago, so I don't.
He still doesn't.
I was like, did I get a follow? I don't think I've gotten a follow.
He doesn't follow many of us for some reason. I don't know. Maybe we pissed him off.
I didn't mean to make this weird between you and I, Chris.
Yeah, I think we need to get him on.
This is young.
That would be epic. There are people that have questions in the chat, and I see somebody asking why we haven't been talking to the audience. We want to get them, but there's also certain things that we want to keep away from saying. So I'm trying to keep into. So I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of behind the scenes and professionalism on that. But
also,
we love
have
you,
9
chat.
people from season 2 on our chat, so we have more than enough people
We
to talk to.
we love you, chat. So you guys can ask your questions, and if it's one that we can answer, I will definitely put it up. But Caleb, thanks for joining us from the country. I see you got some Wi-Fi on that farm.
I got some Wi-Fi. It's barely there, but it is there.
Caleb, I'm not gonna lie, and no shade, hashtag respectfully. I did not expect you to hang like that. You are the GOAT.
Don't tempt me with good time. Don't tell me to go get $1 million and not expect me to just go.
I didn't know. I should have known when I saw the hat that you had it in you. I'm so impressed by your game. You were so kindly relentless. You just got that balance. It just works.
It's
like
in the
I need to
eyes.
take notes.
The eyes and the stare, like throughout all the episodes, I was like, man, this guy's a dog. Like,
No,
In the eyes and the
just
hat.
my 3 brain cells giving it all they have.
That's how I felt at times. Oh my gosh, this is so great. So Caleb, what have you been doing since you've been outside the stag?
Just work, sleep, eat, repeat. You just living life and talking to the cows and eating my bologna sandwiches by the creek.
I love that. So if you had gotten $1 million, what would you be eating by the creek?
Bologna sandwich.
And see, and I knew it. The money
so
doesn't
good.
make the man.
Caleb, we were talking about earlier a couple of things. Obviously, you had maybe more pivotal decisions than anybody in season 2, just with how you were at the center of the game, had the $1 million twice. The kill shot to take Kevin out. What was the thought process there? Well, why was he the choice? And did you consider anybody else in that moment?
So Kevin everybody has their own games, right? Their own gifts. I tease, we've all got our own war chests to go to work with. And mine was the most vulnerable to 3 people in the house. And one of those people was Kevin. Kevin's a hard worker. Like you guys say, he's always, you can look in his eyes and they're just going back and forth. He's processing. And he's a professional athlete. He was just the hardest worker in the room when it come to investigation. And so I was really susceptible to Kevin, and I don't mean this in any kind of way, but Kevin scared me more than Nick did when it come to actually exposing my game.
Mm-hmm. That was
Wow.
that was the insight we were looking for. That makes a ton of sense.
And I could see that we do have a question from the chat. They asked, do y'all actually stay in the mansion or do you sleep in the hotels like traders?
No,
You guys want to take it?
we stay in the mansion, baby.
Nah, we
We-
were partying in the mansion, dude. The stag was ours for a month. It was lit, dude.
It's sick.
One of the best nights ever was casino night because me and Lauren got eliminated immediately and we got put in sequester in the same room and we couldn't talk, but they put on Beyonce music and we were just drinking wine and dancing to Beyonce music while like they were battling for their life and I was just hammered on her bed.
I've got it on video.
Shaking it around.
I have it on video.
You know what I've been saying is
I
thought
love
it would be
that.
cool if a whole bunch of us ever went back to the chateau and just hung out there for a couple. I know it's
I
expensive.
need to post that video. That video is gold.
trip at
And
the
I'm like
stag.
twerking in front of like
We
her
need that.
children's toys on the bed, and she was like, "Can you not do it with my children's Tiana doll right there?"
Good porn. They were really good porn.
She was like,
these beautiful dummies.
In this house
I mean,
full
you
of
are
dummies?
beautiful dummies, and I include myself in that, and I love
Look.
you, beautiful dummies, very much.
Me too. I'm a self-proclaimed beautiful dummy. Let's see. We have another question in the
so
chat.
Caleb,
Let's see.
one other piece we have because we've been talking now. We have half of actually more than half of the cast here. We haven't really gotten a chance to talk about the final game.
It's
and
not
obviously
scripted.
you were the linchpin in the final game.
I don't get that take, dude. I'm way too dumb to act. Like, there is no way I could get that done. I don't know. That take is unbelievable to me. And
Yeah,
also,
people
like,
were asking if it's scripted, but no, it is 100%
No, I agree.
real, and that's what makes it so
Caleb,
good.
When it comes to the
Yeah,
final
like
game,
my reaction when our guy Caleb here was following me, 100% real.
I
100%
think that,
You
dude. I'm
cannot
sorry.
make up that tension.
Real Tom
Everybody
Cruise
else
could
in the
not
house
act
is
that.
like,
That is not a real. Like, that was insane.
So funny.
Oh my
I don't
gosh,
know.
I'm
All
sorry.
my jokes were scripted. All my jokes were written. I didn't come up with any of that.
I find that hard to believe because they just flow so eloquently. That's you,
did we lose
girl.
Jamie?
No, can you see me, Chris?
We've lost Jamie's audio. Okay, so Jamie, your
I
audio
can,
is down.
No, maybe it's your audio, Chris. Lauren, Caleb, Kat, you guys hear me?
I
Yes.
can hear.
Everybody.
Who can hear
hears
Jamie?
me.
We can all hear Jamie.
I can't hear Jamie.
I can't either.
Oh, I can.
Oh, weird.
Oh, yeah, we can hear Jamie.
Can you all hear me?
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
All right, Jamie. While you figure that out, I'm just gonna take it. All right.
Okay, go
I'm gonna
ahead.
be a good co-host here and take it a little bit. So, were we talking about scripted versus real? Reality TV is real, guys.
Hear Chris on the chat.
Wait, you guys can't hear Chris?
I can't.
I can hear Chris.
I can.
I can.
I think
Okay.
we all can hear Chris.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna take it. All right, so let's go back.
Chris on the live, just not on this. Somebody talking right now?
Chris is talking right now.
Yeah.
Raise your hand if you can hear me. Everybody can hear me. Everybody can hear me except for Kevin and Kat. Okay. All right. I'm going to take it while Jamie figures this out. Caleb, so we talk about final game. You were the linchpin of the final game, right? You had the second to last move. What was your thinking? Were you trying to be like second? You didn't want to give away your millionaire advantage. And then what is it like? Because I think, you're the only one who's had to make a move in the box moving game here of any of us on the screen. Like, what are you thinking? What is the decision process like, and how nerve-wracking is that?
So I felt confident that Nick knew that I was a millionaire. I felt like all my efforts had failed. So I just sat back. I knew last season what had happened, so I took that into consideration. And then I just went inside and thought, okay, if I'm Jersey Nick, What am I going to do? And I simply just read it wrong. I thought that he would be certain that I was going to switch the box, that I was going to switch the money. And so I stepped back and I said, okay, so what if I go against the grain here? I keep it. You know, theoretically, that would be the least likely thing that I thought that he thought that I would do. And I was just completely wrong.
Wow. Gosh, Caleb, if that was me, I feel like I totally would have moved the money under the assumption that but what is different for you is I feel like if you would have moved the money and it turned out differently, you would have kicked yourself more, I think, than someone taking it from you.
That's what I think. Like when people will watch this back and they'll be like, oh, you know, if they second guess you at any point, be like, how would you guys feel if you had $1 million and you were like, I'm putting it out of my box and hoping it comes back?
Yeah, and I honestly thought that I was taking the risk. I thought keeping the box was the risk option.
Yeah.
And I just went with it, and totally wrong, misread.
So the thing I want to ask you, and I can ask Lauren too, because Lauren, you know, you were in the Sam role of basically just watching this, but it's still you're in the room, right?
Yeah.
Is for all of us who have been, all 26 of us who have been on this show, that room, it brings a level of nerves and emotions that the second you go near it, even when I would see it during the day, I'd be like, don't even I don't want to look at it, right? What is going through your head? Like, how nerve-wracking is that when you walk in, you're like, this is it. The show's over. They're packing up the cameras outside.
I mean, I was in the room, but was I in the room, y'all?
Right.
I mean, it's difficult being that third position, right? I wasn't, like I said in the show, I wasn't going to lay down. I wasn't going to lay down and die. My parents didn't raise me to do that. I was going to try and do something, but it's very difficult, like you said, to be in that room. It's very difficult to know that you have no options, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's weird because the only thing you have is your voice. And I mean, one could say I didn't use it, right? Because I chose to stay silent. So, I mean, Nick and Caleb were playing a game that I don't know that I was truly a part of at that point.
Your only option, I guess, in that scenario is to try to cause chaos, right? Because you need them to think different things. So I think that by not saying anything and being mysterious, I think that was the best card from my perspective.
Well, and
that was great.
I don't know that I was mysterious at all the whole time. Like what somebody said earlier, like it's very difficult to not be yourself. So I made a decision very early on to come in and just be who I am. And in that moment, staying quiet is not who I am. So I thought, what is the last thing I would do? Shut up. That would be the last thing I would do in any circumstance. So that's all I had. And I remember production asking me, like, did you plan that ahead of time? And I said, absolutely not. Like, I'm winging it out there. I don't have a lot of cards to play. So all I can do is throw a wrench in things. And when Caleb looked at me and said, I'm going to ask you something that I've never asked you, because he never did. And he was like, do you have the money? And I was like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what's in there.
That was really smart. I think the smartest thing you could have done was that, because like you said, what could you have said? You didn't really have any power position in the cards that you were playing because you didn't get the option to move any boxes. The only thing you would do was sow a seed of doubt. And I think that was well played. I can't think of anything else.
You have to hope that Caleb and Nick are on two different pages and somehow it ends up with you. So I think that was the right move. I watched it back and I was like, I don't remember, Jamie, what Sam did. Because I think that our final round was more like Corey kind of going at Sam to throw a smoke screen at Cara. Sam didn't get a chance to really play her strategy. So Lauren being one of the first people to talk, I was like, that's a really smart play, because you need to basically have them look at something where there's not that much information and say, I have two different interpretations of this. And somehow it ends up in your box, which would have been a really cool way just to see that game play out. Now, Caleb, I got to say, I don't know. I mean, you can't see my Instagram live. I'm looking at the comments as well. Dude, people love you, man. Yeah. You have hitters in the chat across all platforms right now.
Well, that's much appreciated. But I will say Lauren's gameplay, just to kind of add on to her game, that factored very heavily in my decision, because did I think Nick was buying into that? I mean, I didn't think he was, but what if he did? I swapped the money with him. He really did think Lauren was it, and then boom, Lauren's a millionaire.
If only that had happened.
Man.
That you
Yeah.
Diet Dr. Pepper for all.
Oh my God, cases for everybody.
You get a DDP. You get a DDP.
Caleb, question for you. Question for you too, right? On this is one of my favorite scenes every year because like our show just is drama from the jump, episode 1 through episode 8. But it really, for me, sort of peaks with the scene on the couch between the two people who are moving the boxes. Our season had it between Cara and Corey as well. So you just played your move. You go upstairs and Nick interrogates you. What is that conversation like? I can't imagine looking into the eyes of another person who's going to make a move that will either give me or cost me $1 million.
It had been a very long time since I have got to feel that much adrenaline flowing through my veins. I love it. It was just, seeing old Blue Eyes staring at me, and I'm sitting there looking at him, and we're just throwing punches, and I just loved every second of it, and I love Nick, but it's as a kid you dream of having the basketball, getting ready to take the last shot, or guarding the guy that's going to take the last shot, and so my heart was beating. I loved that feeling.
Yeah, I told you.
I missed that too.
Cool. You look cool as a cucumber, and that is another thing too. Is like, I remember I talked about this when I got eliminated. Is like everybody grows up playing sports, and then all of us who are not Kevin don't play sports competitively anymore. But it's an amazing feeling to do this as an adult and feel that level of competitiveness and competition come back out in a game. It's a great gift.
It feels so great because I was never a professional athlete, but I'm extremely competitive and I do like to live on the edge in that way. And it was exhilarating to be in the stag and like try to figure things out, win the challenges, watch people, look around, clock this, do that. It was just so much fun. We don't get that kind of stimulation in a regular life.
You don't get that in your job. Like you don't get to feel that like, wow, I feel like I did when I was 17 playing high school sports.
Yeah, it's amazing.
So good. Casey, we didn't get to ask you. Are you the only one up here that got taken out with a kill shot? Yes. How did that feel?
I was a double barrel kill shot. That was brutal, guys. That was not fun.
What's it like to be a part of that and just be like, I'm playing, I'm done.
And then you're out.
So unceremonious. Like I really wish I could have at least had the opportunity to fight for my life and make my case, but I feel like my arc just really ended very abruptly.
You don't get to plan your goodbye speech, right? You don't get to plan your goodbye outfit. I don't know about, sometimes when I would go into the dinners and I'd be like, I'm not getting brought up tonight, I wouldn't even pack.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
oh, wow. Well, that is spoiled of you because I was packing every time.
No.
Nice, Chris.
Well, me overconfident? What is that? Yeah.
Yes, facts.
Yeah, no, I was super disappointed. That wasn't even the dress I wanted to wear either. So I was like, oh, whatever.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I had 3 best dress. So I was like, let me just wear my best dress just in case.
Yeah. No, it is what it is, obviously. But no, I'm bummed that like the show didn't really showcase like the strategy I had and like, oh my God, I like can't even focus right now looking at these freaks.
No, I love it. They're so crazy. It's like we're all talking and then there's like the party square.
On the side, I was like, okay, you better at least be filming a get ready with me, but have Hunter narrate.
Yes,
We're doing
that's
that.
everything. Do it.
Do it.
That's so funny.
That's what we started our giggle set. And then they were testing out all of my perfumes.
Thank you. That's 1 million views. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Sponsor her.
Yeah.
Please.
I love it.
Dude,
That is so good. We didn't even.
Tag.
Yeah.
They should have an all-stars though. I'd love to be on it.
I think we should do that.
I definitely think we need season 1, season 2 in the stag for a ridiculous party. Like, let's tear it up.
Oh, I think we would drop the property value, dude.
Season 2, some sort of get together. I feel like that would be.
Oh my God, the whole neighborhood would move out. Like, we would ruin that place.
The neighbors would be pissed.
They would.
Stag number 1 for the Hunter Degenerate crew, and then stag number 2 for us, like the hotels and the amenities and all that stuff.
I agree.
Yeah,
the neighbors of the stag. It's so funny because literally the first challenge that we ever filmed in the game, right? Like they didn't know what the show was at that point. They didn't know they were next door to a reality TV show. The first challenge we filmed was the dog barking. We filmed it at like 10 o'clock at night, right? So literally, like, we got a noise complaint almost immediately, and that was a great, like, hey, guess what, guys? There's a reality show that's gonna be filming every year right next door, and there's a dog barking like 10.
And it's ridiculous, by the way.
What was the latest? Did you guys ever film like super late into the night? Because the first night we got there, we were filming like well until like 4 a.m.
Absolutely not. We never went past 11 o'clock.
Oh my god, that
What?
first night was crazy.
I feel like we didn't go past 11.
Maybe after I went out. I don't know, Jamie. I don't. You know, I was girls before you.
We
so.
didn't.
First night we were up till like 5.
Yeah,
No,
it was
no.
late.
Oh
Yeah,
no, we
it
didn't
was my
have one.
birthday too. I was like, dude, this is crazy. This is the weirdest birthday of my life.
We
never forget.
We never went past like.
I would say I guess midnight then.
Midnight. No, we were never past midnight.
Woo, that first night, all I wanted to do was sleep, which I know is very surprising. But I just wanted to go to bed.
Give
I
the
fell
girl
asleep
her
at the
nap.
dining room table.
Thank you.
When we were all blindfolded, I was like at the table and I literally like fell asleep at the table.
Oh, it was terrible.
That night being blindfolded for the first box opening, I literally thought I was gonna pass away. I was so tired.
And then it took forever for all of us to do it. And then by the time we're finally filming that like last bit by the pool and we're all finally talking about what's in your box. And then it's like 4 a.m. and they're handing us like a brand new glass of champagne. And I was like, I don't know. I'll take this. I'll drink it. I am so
How
exhausted.
late was the next day? Sunday?
No,
that was
early the next day though.
We went
filmed
in
on Monday. We started on Monday. The next day was Tuesday.
How do you know that?
Because it's
Oh, so you went
Oh,
right back
so
into
that's
filming like
Wednesday.
early the next day. That's crazy. I
remember they said you can sleep in. You have to be camera ready by 10. I'm like, this
Oh, yeah,
is not
sleep in-
reasonable.
Yeah, that's in 4 hours. Like,
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
But then casino night, remember we didn't have to
I
be
don't
ready till
I don't like
noon.
to talk about casino night.
But that night was late too. Really late.
Well, gosh, speaking of talking about things, we didn't even talk about episode 8. We might as well run through it quickly since y'all are here. But Cat's in hot water and Lauren has her notebook. The challenge was bomb. I loved that challenge where you guys had to do the true or false and do the bottom of the pool. Like, Caleb, how was that for you? Were you struggling with those clues? Because it seemed like it was a breeze for notebook Lauren.
Oh yeah, that was written for me to put Nick and a baby Bjorn and just walk him to the finish line.
I hope he gives you a tip. You and Miko.
Yeah, I was definitely struggling. I knew several of them. I got the first several, no problem. But then you start second guessing yourself. I'm turning around. Kat is drowning herself behind me, like working so hard. Like literally, I would every once in a while I'd be like, Kat, you with me? I'm fine. And down to and so I was a little bit panicked about that. I was a little bit panicked about not really knowing many of the other answers. And Will's just come off, and Louisiana Lauren stole the show again.
Kat, what was the pool temperature like that time of year?
Cold. It was when we first got to the stag, it was like so nice out, but by the time we were at like the last day of filming, it was cold. And when I was having a crash out that thank God they only showed like 1 minute of, that was actually like 40 minutes, I was shivering and I was like, please get me a towel, please get me a towel. And they were like, we can't ruin the shot. And I was like, I'm having hypothermia, but not actually. But
welcome to TV.
Very cold,
I
hard
hope
to
the fans
breathe.
appreciate
Also,
this
like
behind the
when you
scenes.
were in there, the water was rippling so much. You couldn't see the puzzle from above the water. So every time I wanted to like peek at the puzzle, I had to go under. So like I would love to know how much time I spent underwater because
I love that Caleb was worried. Caleb was worried about you. He's like, Kat, are you okay? And I'm like screaming at Nick, get back in!
Get in, Nick!
And then I saw.
I don't want to see your face till that puzzle's done.
I finally peeked at one of the clues, and it was what color dress Natalie wore the night she got eliminated.
White.
And
It was white.
And I was like, oh, it was. I had 2 left-eared ears. And I was like, why do I have 2 left ears? And I flip it over, and it was the color of the dress Natalie wore. And I was like, did Caleb just hand me a tile about the color of a dress that Natalie wore? Like, there is no way that he is for sure that this is the truth.
Yeah.
And that's when I knew we were going to lose.
That is so not a clue to even give a guy, and not to shade on the guys, but are you guys even that observant to know what a chick was wearing like 3 weeks ago?
I still remember.
I've been trying to remember for the last like 45 seconds what she's wearing, and I'm drawing a
I still remember, and it's been 7 months.
I didn't know, and
That's
I was like,
how-
I don't know. Caleb definitely doesn't know.
Well,
You
you
guys were
didn't know
like, we're cooked.
you didn't know Caleb was a fashion ace at that point.
I
So
didn't, but
That was
also, yes, to his
surprising.
credit, I didn't know he was a fashionista. So
Well, I was about to talk about
apologize
that.
for assuming that he wasn't.
I got a comment on Instagram. Caleb, where did you get the jacket you wore on episode 7? I want one.
Wow.
That's what
Is
he
that
said.
croquet?
That was like the corduroy velvet looking jacket.
Yeah.
Wasn't it? Brown.
God, you're
Brown.
everything.
That-
He was
that-
so sick.
You saw him.
That was the fine folks of wardrobe doing their thing.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I
You
thought.
all looked so good that
They're
episode.
kings.
That was all wardrobe.
Yep, wardrobe
Is this croquet?
wardrobe is
Yeah.
is handling things at that point for sure for most
No,
people.
you guys, that dress was a struggle. You know where you get worried that like you're in a dress and you think when I get back and I got to take this thing off and I'm gonna get stuck in it with my arms up. Like that's where I was. You know when
Can
you
I
have
ask,
that
like, can
moment.
I ask? Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Keep going. My bad.
Hunter,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
just kidding. Love you.
All right, keep going. I didn't mean to interrupt.
I don't have anything else. You go, beautiful.
You're up, Hunter.
Okay, can I ask the vets? I have a question for you guys because there's been kind of a split amongst the group, and I want you guys to kind of like settle a debate a little bit. If you had, I think I might have asked you guys this last week, but some variables were at play that are making me forget. If you had to pick who your like overall favorite was for just strictly gameplay, who played the best game, all said and done, who do you think it was at the finish line? Because I have my pick for sure, and me and Nick were watching it together, screaming on the couch for our number one. I want to see who your guys is.
You said
For your
said
season?
in our season.
Yeah, for
or-
our season, who played the best game objectively in your opinion?
So you guys had moments. And I know we're only seeing what we can see, so I'm taking that into consideration. Give me a minute.
It's a loaded question.
Good question, Hunter.
I let me think
I
for
feel
once.
like so I do feel like I do feel like I want to say Miko.
Miko's a good choice. That's a good choice.
Yeah, and I'm gonna tell and I'm gonna tell you why. It's not only because I love her face, but I'm also gonna tell you why. When you can get along, hey girl. When you can, yeah, when you can get along with people, remain observant, be cool-headed, and it wasn't only those things, but also being an intelligence analyst, being able to see what you're able to see and use it for your advantage. It's one thing to clock it, but then to turn around and know what to do with it, and then to have enough wherewithal to employ others to do your work so you can continue to execute what you need to execute to get to where you need to be. Girl, bye. If they didn't vote you out, what?
Yeah.
I could say
Copy paste. Copy
yeah, I
paste.
could say firsthand, don't get in Miko's way. Stay out of her path, dude. You do not want to be on Miko's backside.
I think
It was so good.
you guys had a lot of good players. You had a lot of really good players because like I watched it back, and this is my biggest takeaway from the season is I thought that some of you like in our season, right? Kara won and she was a quieter player, right?
Yeah.
So I thought a lot of you might go in and be like, I'm just gonna pattern myself off of Kara, and like we would get a lot of people playing really timid. And that did not happen. Like Natalie kicked it off, and then a lot of you went really hard. Kat went hard the whole season. A bunch of you went really hard, right? So I thought that there was a lot of like advanced gameplay because you guys knew what the game was, and you're like, I'm going to iterate on this in my own way. Like even as far down as like Lauren doing what she did in the final room, Caleb having the money twice. So there's a lot of really strong play. I told you, like for me, I have a very preferred style of play, which is like the cooperation thing and like let's all work together to find the millionaire and then eventually break and kind of flip it. So Hunter, you were my favorite on the season, like just the way that you played.
Hunter!
That melted my heart. Actually, I'm gonna cry right now.
In terms of my preferred style of play, like when you did like I loved you trying to make Nick throw the game. Like I thought that was like a big do things for the betterment of the group move. And then when I saw that, I was like, oh, Hunter is my favorite player of the game because like that was the way that it played. With that said, the best gameplay that anybody did, there were two. I think that Caleb holding the money for how many rounds and just getting through it was one of the most epic runs, getting it back. But I've never seen $1 million. I thought the best player from our season was Sam. I thought Sam was unbelievable because she just she would literally I had her dead to rights and she just kicked my ass and I thought I was good and she just absolutely eviscerated me. So I thought Sam was but the highest level gameplay that I've seen in either season was Miko setting you up to go home.
Dude,
Amen.
I was watching that oh my God.
Because she literally got the agenda. And
when you're the one getting assassinated and you're low key cheering for her, she's a baller, dude.
Well, because you know what it was too is it was a combination of two things. It was she got the agenda done, right? She knew she needed Nick to survive, and she played her social game because she's and you guys could tell me if it went down differently, but she's like, I need the numbers. There are I think 8 people left or 7 people left. So I need 4 people, right? How am I going to get the 4 people without overextending my hand? I know that Daisy is the person to go to because Daisy is tight with all of these groups. So she played the social game right, went to the right people. She's like, I won the challenge. I know the numbers. I know the strategy, and I know the social game. I was like, that was PhD level gameplay right there.
Yeah, I couldn't agree
Get
more.
this girl on another show.
There she is.
She needs to be. We need her on 10 more, dude. I honestly, it's so interesting to get everyone's different perspective because I don't want to speak for Nick, but we were watching the other night together and we watched Kat go to work and we were like, oh my God.
Yes, she
girl is
did.
a savage.
Yeah.
And in my opinion, the way to play is quiet up front and then slowly kind of develop your place in the game as you're. And I went back through the entire game and was trying to think about a mistake Kat made, and I drew a blank for a long time.
Yeah.
And
I feel like
everyone
Kat
did their
and Lauren,
thing.
you guys played a similar game because Lauren, you were the same. It was all fun and games until it wasn't.
And look at the 2 that made it. They made it to the.
And they made it to the Final Four. Yep.
I thought they paid play everyone played a great game. I thought Kat was my clear-cut choice, and me and Nick were screaming at the TV "Let's go, Kat!" rooting against him. She was such a boss.
Kat is
It was
Max
so fun to
Verstappen.
watch.
That's what I told you. She's literally the F1 driver. She just crashed in the final turn. That's literally. I was like, whoop, whoop, whoop. Oh my God.
Okay.
Just a dog, the whole time.
I wish Sydney was here because me and Lauren have talked about it. The last 2 the last 2 episodes are different than the entire rest of the season filming. You crush everything into smaller hours. You have less time to think about stuff. You're not sleeping. We slept 5 hours in 3 days. I had 2 pieces of toast. My mind just every single brain cell, I can see it diminishing. And the bags under my eyes just grow with each interview. And I'm she's gone. She's a goner.
No,
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And by the way,
brutal.
we just talked about half of the season and didn't mention the winner. Nick won. We give that.
Well,
boy
yeah, we were.
that boy,
Look,
that boy
we were
cooks,
trying to
so-
get there.
so that boy cooks. So I mean, we got to give him
I'm
his
kidding.
flowers.
I did
kidding.
love the challenge, and Caleb, I do love how on that Kim's Game challenge you found your balance. Even though you still smoked them, you found your balance, and I don't want to, go too crazy and blow them out of the water. So to still be thinking about that, knowing that you had the advantage of 3 extra items, it was just so brilliant. You were determined and doing such a good job to hold on to that money, honey.
My game was one of the simplest game plans, man. I decided it was the way I was going to go on night 1, and it was simply to make sure that I felt confident that I had the simple majority every time. If I got the $1 million, I was going to complete the agenda no matter what, no matter how it looked, and hope that the power that I got allowed me to continue to keep the simple majority. And it is a very reckless style of game. I didn't care if I won the challenges. I didn't care if I went to the trophy room. I just needed to ensure either socially or through competition that I had the simple majority. And that was it. There was no other point.
Wow.
I think Caleb was the one.
Is the fire meme, right?
When there was still 12, when there were 13, 12 people left, I think every single person in the house thought they were in an alliance with Caleb.
No, that's true. I
That's
thought
kind
I
of-
was in one, and I'm literally texting him after the first episode. I watch it. I'm pretty sure I thought I was in an alliance, and I'm literally texting him in all caps, going, "What the hell?"
Dude, the
I think that was similar to what Kara did as well.
That was the one thing I feel was different between our seasons is that in your season, I felt like the alliances were a little bit harder for me to tell as a viewer because it feels like a lot of you were really close. And I know that the alliances moved around a little bit, whereas in our season, like the Lauren dinner in episode 3, that was just like a rip right down the middle of the house. And it was like, choose your fighter. On this side, it's the people who supported Lauren. On this side, it's the people that supported Sydney. And we were literally like running numbers like, well, we can't have people from our alliance go down because then we're just going to get mowed down. So it just turned into, our season was a lot more like Survivor and Big Brother because we didn't have kill shots. Right outside of, we didn't know that they existed, right? So we were literally just like, we realized, I think that was by design. They were like, we need you guys to find the $1 million. We literally at a certain point were kind of like, I don't know if it's that important for us to really like chase the $1 million down that hard. Like, let's just make sure that our alliance is there, because the game design in season 1 was more like, you just want to keep going. And like Corey didn't guess the millionaire right, I don't think once. And like he got to the final 2. So it didn't really matter too much. So like it was more like a social game, whereas I think yours, because you had the kill shot, it was much more like, we have to get the millionaire out or else we're cooked.
Or else you're out.
Nobody wants to get kill shot. That's the thing, is like in the game, I've come up with these theories from watching season 2, the way that this evolves. Nobody in the game wants to have what happened to Casey happen to them, because you want to go out on your own sword. You don't want to just get like you want to feel like you're in control. So when they introduce the kill shot, everybody's like, we got to lock in. And what was the one round where there was no kill shot in the middle of the game? It was your round, Hunter. And that was why you went out. If there was a kill shot, they would have never gone for you.
No, exactly. Like, credit to production entirely. They saw something that was like, hey, this could be improved upon, and they patched the lead. Like, they force you to go at each other's necks. It's like,
that was if you go back and read Reddit, like go back and read Reddit from our season. Look at don't read Reddit, but like if you were to have done that, for example, they would say, oh, the game, like, it doesn't matter who the millionaire is, doesn't matter getting them out. Production was like, bet. Okay, now there is. Cool. Now there is.
No, they ate there, dude. That, like, definitely, they applied a lot of pressure. It's like the Hunger Games. Like, they really, like, force you to just go at each other eventually. And it's, I mean, it's good TV. Like, how do you get better than that?
I think another good thing I shared earlier that they allowed you guys to do that we didn't really get is when you got your trophy room clues and stuff, some of you guys got to deliberate, before you came out, like the way that Kat and Kevin did. And so we didn't get certain things like that, or even, I don't even know if they would have let us like BS and immunity like Kat threw out there, or do you know what I mean? So there were some things that I think made for great gameplay that we didn't get to kind of like toy with, because I never got like an agenda or a secret clue or anything. So, as one of the players, I kind of had to just go with the flow and get in where I fit in, like whatever.
I didn't have any clues. I didn't have any $1 million. I didn't have anything. I was just like, where's anything?
I just went and opened up empty boxes. You got really good at opening up an empty box. There you go. It's empty. Okay.
Yeah. So, and even things like, I can relate, Casey, because like the Scream agenda, I was doing my, interviews during that. So it's like, you heard something, me and Kyle were in interviews. So it's like, you hear something, but you didn't. We don't know what's going on, blah, blah, blah. So when the clue was released, everybody's like, oh, and we're like,
and then it's group think time. And then you got to just like kind of go and believe with like what everybody else thinks, because you weren't really there.
Yeah.
Which is like not how I wanted to play, but
I love how they evolved the game, though. They really did patch those holes, and they made it so enjoyable to watch with you guys.
The game design in season 2 was absolutely awesome, I thought, and that was the number one thing I was looking for this season, is like, how are they going to address that piece? And
you too, Caleb, thinking on your toes with the hat thing and just making that up on the fly. That was really smooth.
It was just completing an agenda. I mean, just at all costs, just complete the agenda. Worry about the rest.
It's going to be interesting to see how like things develop now that people have seen like the gameplay next year is just going to be
season 3 is going to be crazy.
Well, you watch like you guys are going to start going to like other reality TV events and meeting a lot of people from shows and things like that. Like, I've met a bunch of people who have been on Survivor, recent seasons of Survivor and like recent seasons of Big Brother. Those shows have this dynamic where they have like an experienced player dynamic and people who literally study the game. They do role playing. They have like events in their cities where they practice speed run a season of Survivor. So they're all so good. It almost becomes like an expert game of chess. As our game evolves, you're going to start to see like people who have theories about the strategy go in and have like a ton of data about stuff.
The good
It's like a
gamers.
professional
And
sport.
the thing
Yeah.
that's interesting is the game makers have to stay one step up ahead of the players now. So like if there is a season 3, they're gonna have to stay one step ahead of the players.
Like,
We need a
that's what-
season 3.
That's what was tripping me out though too. Is like when Caleb was following me, I was thinking about the first season, and there was never an agenda that applied just to one person.
Yep.
So like it was
Always
tripping me out
apply.
what was going on. It also didn't help that like you guys knew about it and weren't having my
And I'm
back.
like, yeah, now
Like
push
no,
against
yeah, and nobody was like calling Caleb out. Like, what are you doing? Everybody was just like nonchalant.
I'm sorry.
None of us are gonna
I
cut
was
like
calling Caleb out.
Caleb out.
I was all
Nobody's
over
gonna
Caleb
do
that
that.
episode, but they don't show that.
I was never, and I even asked at that table, I'm like, do you want me to leave? I had no intention of leaving that table. I was never gonna leave that. The Southern mama in me was like, I will sit here all night.
Or like Kevin said, I will sit down. I will take off my shoes.
Mhm.
Oh my gosh. Well, I love this with you guys. So obviously we know that we didn't announce it, but I guess this would be a great time to, let's see, can I get this up here? I don't even know. I was going to show a little picture.
Jamie is the extraordinaire host here.
There
you go, Nikki.
There we
That's so
go.
sick.
Handsome Nick.
Just wanted to give a quick shout out to Handsome Nick. Congratulations for winning $1 million and agreeing to pay my rent. Just kidding.
And say,
That's binding. Nick's not here to refute that. That's a binding agreement.
There
now.
you go.
Verbal.
It's on camera.
And buy me
So-
a Birkin for kill shotting me.
Right. So before we go, you guys, with those of you that are here, and we'll start with Casey, then we'll go down to Daisy and Lauren, then Kevin, you're here, and then Caleb. What is one thing you would have done differently?
Ooh, one thing I would have done differently.
The thing that keeps you up at night, girl.
You know what? Sometimes this is not even like a thing that keeps me up at night, but sometimes I'm like, I should have just come in as a full-on different person. Because like the one other name that no one ever calls me this, but my middle name's Nicole, and my mom is the only one that calls me Nicole. So okay, you too. But like that's a name I respond to, and I feel like I could have just like come up with this different persona of a person, just like with this new name. And I don't know. I feel like I came in and played like a completely honest game. I was totally myself. But I feel like how chaotic could it have been to just like be slightly different and just like still have my personality a little bit. I feel like I was a little bit all over the place, and I feel like I could kind of blend in wherever needed. But I don't know. I would have taken on a totally different persona, I think.
That's a cool idea.
That's fun. Actually, Sydney says the same exact thing.
Mhm.
What about you, Daisy, back there? What's the one thing you would have done differently?
The thing that keeps me up at night and did for at least a good 2 months was just saying what I knew at the final dinner and not saying it after I got voted out.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
What about you, Lauren?
I would wake up in the middle of the night after I got home and say the word flashlight 47 times. I had, in that final challenge, I had a stroke after I said flashlight. And I stopped naming things and just said flashlight over and over. and
That's.
again.
Oh,
I can feel what you
man.
must
I
have felt in
crashed
that
out
moment.
on television in a room full of people. And I would wake up in the night and be like, poker chip, cork, apple, flashlight.
Oh my
flashlight.
gosh.
Coin,
And
padlock,
on the
knife.
table.
It
You're like
keeps
playing.
me
You're
up.
like playing in your head. You're like everyone's gonna watch this back.
Jeez.
It's so much pressure. I could
It's
feel
so
that, yeah.
hard. But you know what? I went in as myself. I went in trying to not embarrass my family. I'm happy with how I played, but that's probably the one moment that I'm like, girl, get it together. God dang. It's a box full of things.
Like, relax. A
It's
shark is not
space.
chasing you.
Right. It's a box full of random things. Just get it together. That's mine.
Oh
All
my
right, boys.
goodness. Kevin, what would you have done different? What keeps you up at night?
honestly, there's nothing really that I would specifically change because I played such an honest, true game to myself. But like, obviously, trusting Kat wholeheartedly at the end, probably would have switched that up. But at the same time, it didn't help that everybody's already against me because we're so down in the trophy room for so long. But like, imagine that was different, and I did trust her, and we did get through. Like, it would have been epic. So yeah, no, it's no joke.
Can I tell a story about Kev real quick?
Please.
Yeah.
My favorite thing about Kev. Kev's mama raised him right because every dinner he would pull, if you sat by him, he would pull out your chair for you. If you were going down the stairs, he would hold his hand out because you're in dumb shoes, right? And so you could hold on to his arm
100%.
every single time. And then when we voted him out and I went down to the next dinner and I kind of stood at my chair and I'm like, oh God, Kevin's not here.
We lost a
Crap,
gentleman.
I
my
guess I'll
fault.
do it. I guess I'll do it myself.
Yeah.
What a gentleman. We love that, Kevin. Shout out to
Wait,
mom.
I have another story about Kevin too. Every elimination dinner, he had a handwritten note for every single person, like at the ready in his pocket. And whoever was getting eliminated that night, he would give that person that note. And Kevin, yours is still sitting on my fridge.
Oh my.
Who doesn't have a note? Who doesn't have a note?
No.
Well, he probably
So-
didn't know he was going home that night.
Yeah, also,
Kevin, I don't have a note.
Oh,
what do you
I'm
say?
pissed.
They said in the chat, stop
I didn't
validating my
know.
crush on Kevin, Lauren.
As soon as he went, the very next dinner, I looked at my chair and I'm like, ah, crap, I'm part of that problem. Like, nobody pulled my chair out for me, and I had to walk down those stairs, just risking my whole life.
No note, nothing. That's so
but yeah,
sweet. I love
love your
that.
note, Kevin. I look at it every day.
I would have to say probably the one thing that I would have changed or done a little bit differently is not gotten scared of who potentially the millionaire was. I know because I was pretty close with Lauren G here. I guess we don't have the other Lauren. So Lauren, was pretty close with her, but like even like episode 5 or so, like I started to get nervous of who had the money and let my relationships separate because I was like nervous of that person. So I should have just rolled with it to then keep those relationships through the whole situation.
Yeah, I think the cat
Smart.
strategy with Caleb in the first one is actually a good strategy that we'll see people in other seasons do. Like, let's stay close to the millionaire and just don't care who they are. Yeah.
Yeah. We had an essence of that in ours. I
Kyle-
don't know if you guys remember that when Phil had the money,
Yeah.
Lydia and Sam were kind of toying with the idea of keeping him around. So it happens, but I think we'll see more of it now. Hunter, bring your butt back here. What do you regret?
It's weird because I got credit from Chris about like being outspoken at the poker game and stuff like that. But that is definitely the moment that I've thought the most about. There were a few times where like I felt like being outspoken was like the right moment at the time. Lauren T's dinner was one of them where I knew about Caleb and tried really hard to send her home and stuff. And I felt like I did it one too many times and put myself in the open. Kind of. I think 1 or 2 of those is okay, but I just kind of ran my mouth a little more than I think I needed to.
Yeah.
Which if you had asked me at the beginning of the game, I probably could have told you that was going to be my downfall.
You got a little.
You got in the most trouble on ice also. They had to put you in the corner and turn you around and separate you from the rest of the group so that you would not speak to all of us.
Whoever the
I
ice.
can't get that photo. That's the best picture from the whole thing. Is me like sad in the corner staring at
Literally in the corner.
I want it
my
so
God.
bad.
Nose in a corner like it's first grade.
Yep.
Put baby in the corner.
Hunter, you got a little, I think, just unlucky with the rounds, like of just when the kill shots were and what wasn't the kill shot. Like I think that at the end, but the thing is, we talked about this on my season. I haven't told you this story yet, but we'll do some season 1 behind the scenes. At Phil's elimination dinner, when he was going around, he said something nice about everybody before they got eliminated. And what he said about me was he was like frustrated with me because he was like, he wanted obviously us to kind of do the whole, you guys know who it is, keep me there. And he goes, you guys just get along, you guys go along with, Jamie, you remember this? He goes, you guys just go along with whatever Chris says every round. And I call him the chairman of the board because he speaks and you guys just go with what he says. And we talked about that. The other guys were like, I don't think Chris is the leader, like whatever. But I remember walking back and I said, that was my death shot. Like when he said that, I'm done, because once you get seen as like that position, the time is ticking on you that second. And I think
People don't like that.
Like once you started dictating gameplay, I was like, I see myself in the way he's playing, because it's like you can't help yourself, but it does put a target on your back. It's
and we
so
got
tough.
voted out in the same spot. So like, I mean, it's kind of like history repeated itself.
Oh no!
It's
But you know what it did for Daisy and I as well, because Daisy was set up. There was nothing she was going to be able to say at that dinner, and that was kind of like mine, episode 7. There was nothing that I could say in my most cleverest mind. Like all I could do was cry at that point.
Yep.
So many tears.
The tears.
All right, let's close it out with Mr. Final 2.
All right, Caleb, what is it? What's that one?
I mean this in the most humble, sincere, unmeaningful thing ever. I regret nothing.
Yeah.
Good.
The night of the gala,
King.
gala. What? I don't know. I'm from a
It's a gala. It's a gala.
Route 60, Route 44, or route. Anyway, the night of the gala,
I don't know.
I felt like I had one path to those boxes at the end game, and I took that path, and it was a reckless one at times. It was a unintelligent one at times, but it was the only path that I seen to get to those boxes, so I could flip a quarter and.
Wow, man, I don't know.
I love that.
I don't know that we could end better than that. I mean, that was an amazing way. I mean, honestly, guys, like you guys are a special group, and I'll tell you what, from the perspective of season 1 cast, like we had, I don't want to say a lot of trepidation, but you just don't know. Like we created this show, but like this show became something off of what we have a lot of ownership.
You guys are the trailblazers, dude.
Right?
Yeah.
We have a lot of ownership over this, and it's like our baby. And to welcome a new group in, it's like, are they gonna like us? Like, are we gonna get? You guys did such a good job carrying the ball forward. I'm so proud of all 14 of you, and you're all such nice people. Like you've opened us, so like I couldn't be happier for this. I hope you go to #1 tomorrow, and that everybody's watching it this season, watching it this weekend, and it becomes like a national phenomenon because you guys are an amazing group, and like from all of us, like just so much gratitude to the game you played and the way that you're carrying it forward.
Yeah, and we had to. We had
Sorry.
to put this, just to piggyback off him, we had to put this together too, to make sure that the shine, the conversations, and whatever little extra content we could put out to kind of highlight you guys as people and individuals was shared, especially from the perspective of people who've been there. Because one thing that they did for you guys that I really like is they humanized you a lot more, right? Like we got to learn a little bit more why some of you guys wanted money and what was going on with your families. And I think our show was a little bit tighter on that. They kind of focused on those with particular storylines, but we enjoy hearing that stuff and actually getting to know who you are as people. So
That's
yeah.
awesome.
We appreciate
You guys are
We
awesome. Dude.
appreciate
We love
you.
It's
Blazing the
You
trail.
wouldn't be here
all
without you
you
guys.
you guys captivated our attention to want to be there. So you are the beginning, and we're just following.
Well, I think if nothing
I love
else,
this.
we got it. We got to make sure we get these groups together and celebrate what we've created here, because hopefully we have a franchise on our hands that we also, the 26 of us started. So we'll see. I mean, God willing, right?
No, 1,000%. And Chris, dude, you're the man. I gotta get in person with you. I gotta buy you a drink, dude. I really appreciate everything you've done post show stuff.
I'm gonna come.
Of course you too. You're
I'm
1,000%
coming.
invited.
I gotta text you something after, because I might be in your neck of the woods soon. So let's chat.
Jamie, you too, of course. It goes without saying. You're 1,000%.
Yeah.
Please come. First
I
round's
invite
on me.
myself.
Oh, no, it goes without saying. Your drink's on me. I can't wait to see you guys.
Hunter, DM me your number.
Cool, got you, brother.
All right, go.
Tarek. All right, you guys. This has been such an amazing live. Nico, Tarek, Lauren, Daisy, Caleb, Casey. Thank you guys so much. I feel like so sad. Like we did our shows, Kat. This is the eight episodes are done. This is not over, but it's
only
over.
thing we can do now is just get together as a big group and celebrate what we created here, because this is special stuff.
Let's make it happen. Oh, I missed that.
He said justice for Kevin. Kat messed him up.
I have a feeling he'll be all right. You'll be all right. All right, guys. Thank you so much. And, we'll catch each other on the flip side. DMs, phones, TVs, and everything.
Thank you so much.
This is amazing. Thank you. Thank
Have
you,
fun
Jamie.
tonight, you guys.
Guys, Jamie's the host extraordinaire. Thank you, Jamie. This is amazing.
Thank you for allowing me to do it all.
Thank you to the fans. Bye, guys.
Yeah.
Bye.
Okay, I know what I need to do. I just need a powder mist.